hate that light. That plug. All right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom. Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this devil platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. Oh, hello in the live chat. It's good to see you. Sister Deborah is running a little bit behind, but I'm going to press on as long as you willing to have that patience for me. I appreciate it. Okay, there I go. Okay, now let's rumble. Okay, it's time to talk. Oh, yes. I waited late to upload. I mean, not upload, but to post. But it's never too late. I will say that I thank the Most High Yah for who He is all by Himself, not needing you nor or me to make Him who He is. He's all that and some, all by Himself. Now it's time to talk, y'all. That means you talk, I talk, you talk in the chat, in the live chat. We're gonna rumble this evening, and I got several topics to throw out, and we just gonna eat them. Okay. And I want to say that I appreciate each and every last one of you all in the live chat tuning in, and we are going to have a conversation tonight. We know that the issues have not changed in the land, and today he told me, he said, "Do you think it's going to?" And I'm sorry, from the way I'm looking at these glasses, it looks like they're crooked, but he asked me the question, "You think it's going to?" And in some way, I guess he already know my thought. I wanted to say, when I was hoping a little bit, something change. No, it ain't nothing gonna change. Oh yes, it's gonna change to worse. Wow. And I'm like, okay, I mean, long as you gave me that pill called endurance, and you gave me that long suffering pill, I'll be all right. Okay. As long as you gave me them 2 pills, I'm gonna be all right. And then you gonna be in me too. I'm gonna be all right. All right. Now, I have several topics, but anybody in the live chat, if you have a topic that you like to throw out or bring forth so we can start chewing on it. And like I say, it's time to talk, and everybody can get in on the conversation in the live chat. You can talk to one another. We just gonna use this here time to hear from everybody and just kind of get other people insight of what's going on in the world, what's going on YouTube, Facebook, what's it's kind of sad to say what's going on in the world, because we know it's loaded with darkness. Missing person in Straightway Ministry. Yes, I see that. And you know what? Honestly, I'm totally against Straightway, because I do know that Dow is a demonic spirit. Okay. Y'all ain't gonna let him pull out of his demonic wickedness because of the day we in. And when I show y'all the verses telling you all that, you're gonna say, that's what Sister Deborah was saying the other day. I tried to show y'all it's a difference in in that days, in those days, and in the days versus in that day. When he say in that day, that means in the dark days. So because we're in those dark days, this man, you ain't seen nothing yet. But you best bet when he fall, the whole world is going to see it. They're going to see it, and he is, and he will, and he shall. Okay? But this is another issue I have. This young boy, grandmother, saw him at a level of what he looked like. Okay? She took a picture of that. Right then, that was a no-no. That's a no-no. Because grandma, if you weigh somewhere else and they weigh somewhere else, you don't know what has actually taken place. Okay? When you have a teenager in this day and time, children, you have children, okay? And I'm a prophetess in the wilderness, okay? And because of who I am in Yah, they are more threatened by that power than who I am as mother, okay? It has been prophesied how all things going to go down. And already, he said, your children are going to be your oppressors. They're going to be your enemy. They're going to be disrespectful. They're going to be, but see, when you know that you giving them all that you have and all that you are, and then they turn up and talk to you and even threaten you and even put their hands on you. And I'm starting at 12 years old. So this young man, if he's 14, 15, he's in that part that, now you're talking to a woman that has 4 sons and 2 daughters. You can't tell me nothing, okay? Nobody. Because I'm what you call a living, old, dried up witness, okay? So, and then this is what the people said. They said, Miss Deborah, but see, we can't say you those were your children. That was back in the days. You got children now. You doing right. I'm an old hen with all different kind of generations, and that's why you can't tell me nothing. And I won't allow nobody to. Grandma was wrong. Grandmama was wrong because grandmama should have dealt with the daughter at a warning and said, when I called him and he tell me something else happening, I'm sending them after. Grandma should have took many steps than to do what she did. It wasn't cause for. But see, this is how when you let a system come into your house, into your zone, you messed up. You didn't see, a lot of things can be straightened up a little bit. But when one makes the wrong move, then you can bring a whole everything down that don't need to be down. Why? Because the Europeans is waiting for you to bust a move just so they can come in and bring you to a level. All because of who you are. Grandmama should have said, told the grandson, call me. If any of this happened, and warn her own daughter, like I would have told my daughter, if my granddaughter is her daddy did something to her, the first thing, the threat on my daughter would have been off the chain. And I mean off the chain. To the point where she knows you let him put his hand on, his daddy put his hand on him like this again, the system is coming after you because I'm going to see to it. See, it's a lot of things you could have done. But what they're doing is they running. They running and they should run. Smart move. Why? So he can heal. See, because once he healed, then you'll see them pull up. They might pull up before then, but it's about him healing. Because if they pick the father or the son up and the system see him, even though my grandma got a picture, they said to her, you shouldn't have called us. You know how a lot of people would call on parents and call on issues. It's nothing wrong with doing that. If you know somebody's in real serious danger. But see, one thing grandmom don't know, and I'm a grandmom too. One thing grandma don't know is you deal with that with your threat first. You the first sister. And if they don't abide by your system, then you get help. But you don't go taking pictures already so you can turn the heathens and Gentiles on these people. That's up their alley. You don't do that. Grandma made the wrong move. Now, the reason why I say that, a mother of 4 sons and 2 daughters. I don't know what it is, but the sons, they don't buckle up on me because I ain't got the sense to stand down. Okay, let me just say it like that. I ain't got the sense to stand down. The daughters, they will buckle up, and you know what? I bring them down. And yes, I have done it. Yes, I have done it. All the way to the ground where my knee is in their neck. Don't tell me what your children won't do. When them kids is switching from 11, hitting into that 12, into that 13, 14, 15, they begin to be their own individual based on their bloodline. You see? But they begin to be their own individual. And they begin to try that. What they doing? They battling with their identity. Oh, mama trained me this way. I got whooping when I did this. I got in trouble when I did this. When I talk back, I got discipline. But now something in me telling me no more. You ain't gonna do that. No more. You ain't gonna talk to me any way you want to talk to me. You ain't gonna tell me what to do. You can't tell me to cut off the TV at 12 p.m. Get off the game at 2 a.m. in the morning. You can't tell me that. That's what's in the system. That's what's in them. They're switching over to identify them. And when the kids today, and when I say today, I'm talking about within 20 and 30 years, when they start switching over, they switching over to control. Sit y'all tails down. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. You don't know what your name, don't nobody know what they talking about. This young man, when I look, I'm just going to take it where I'm at. When I saw his face, I saw both faces. I saw when he got the eye and the swollen lip. And then I saw his picture where he, a nice looking, handsome guy, but I saw something behind that young guy. And see, that's why the world can say whatever they want. They can say that, oh, he got beaten, they on straightway beating kids. But let me tell you something. When I look at his natural face where it's not black eye and a mouth, I look at a man trying to come out of a child and rule and have it his way. That's what I saw. That's what I can see that you don't know nothing about until you've been given the gift to be able to go into that and see it. Like they say, I don't have to be in their family. I don't like straightway, but I ain't gonna buckle up to the fact that's what's going on to look at them in that way as, oh, they did this here and his daddy did this. No. What the daddy did is what many daddy couldn't do because it never was in the house. You got to bring them down, y'all. And whatever it takes for you to bring them down so that they can submit to that authority, because they ain't coming down without a fight. From 11 to 12 years old, they ain't coming down. Girls nor boys in this day and time. And when I say this day and time, from 30 on down, 30 years back to now, they ain't coming down without a fight. You got to let them know who in charge. I bought my oldest son a Rottweiler, head about this big, and it wasn't no more than 2 months. Big old head. But that dog, when I look at this dog, and he was a puppy, I look at this dog and I was running. Wait a minute now. Hold up. 1 week passed. I said, okay, that was my son's puppy. I bought it for him for his birthday. Let me show you something. Another week Went by. I said, okay. A month went by. Here this dog about 3 months. And when I say something, he don't click. Oh no. I went to the vet. So I think he had to get some shot or what. I said, I have an issue with this puppy. He said, what? I said, what? He think he rude. See, Sister Deborah got a big problem with that. You ain't coming as no dog ruling my household. Oh no. And that vet told me, this is how you do it. You bring them all the way down. And that's how you have to do the children, is to show them that you're not afraid. The reason why this young man, you see in him one way, you don't know what really took place. If dad had to bring him down, it's because he roared up with a fight. Okay. See, y'all can't see that because the ignorance of parents today is stupidity. Even the grandparents, they're stupid too. Because they don't know the inside of these children in this day and time. Y'all knew he probably had it prophesied. So we'll be aware of what we dealing with in what? That day. People are spirits. Your children are spirits. So what you gonna let not only they flesh rule, you gonna let their spirit rule too? Come on now, something got to come down. And let me tell you what he told me. He said, pin him to the ground. Take all your strength and pin his neck and stick your knee in it. And I know how to do that because I had to bring my daughters down like that. Okay? Sons ain't gonna buckle up because they said, well, mama ain't got no sense. She ain't gonna stand down. You doing right. You doing right. But the daughters will buckle up like they go, or so like that. Come on, let's rumble. And I take their tails all the way down. I know they thinking, when she can't. After 3 or 4 times, they realize, wait a minute, this ain't nobody we buckle up on. You know what I'm saying? So what this dog did, I sat back and I after the vet told me how to deal with him, he said, because it's a mindset that's in these here Rottweilers. They will rule you and control you. This is what the vet was telling me. But you got to show them who's in control. And by him saying that to me, I was like saying to myself, yeah, I see. I know that got to work. If it works with a human, a child, that's got to work with that animal. Because that was the no. You don't come here running. Why? Because I can read the thoughts of this animal, y'all. I try to explain that to y'all. I can sense the thoughts of this animal. And when it's trying to buckle or tell me it ain't going to come or it ain't going to not do something, or the way this dog was doing, he was coming to rule the house. Let's put it like that. And think somebody's scared of him. This little bitty puppy, because his head big. Nobody don't care. So what happened is, one time I think he was growling and fussing. Oh man, good time. I grabbed that dog by his collar, slammed him down, and put my knee in his neck. And I said, now what? Did you know that dog never, ever challenged me again? So it worked exactly what the vet said. Now, a lot of y'all might say, well, Deborah, this is a human. An animal ain't worse than a human. See, the animal ain't worse than a human. A child who they're inside from 11 running into 12. That's where it starts. Then from 12 and 13, it really get bad. From 13 to 14, it's off the chain. 15 is out of order. 16, 17, out of order. You can't control it. 17, 18, 19, 20, there's no control. But you got to let them know that you ain't going to rumble and control this house. Now, the straight way also have is, I'm not going to say they have it, but they most likely, they trying to make their men be something that they're not. You can't even tame them to be something that they're not, because, see, the men, and I'm going to tell you women too, the men nor the women understand us don't understand what goes on at the age of 11 and 12. Your daughters is cutting up in school at the age of 11 and 12, 13, 14, 15. You have no idea. Her inside is switching over, you guys, from a child to a young lady. Heathens and Gentiles, Europeans, they know all about all that. They already know about us. But us, no, we don't know nothing about that, because we don't share with each other. We don't teach each other. We don't give a rat's behind. That's how bad our grandparents and our great-great-grandparents and back on mothers, daddies, everybody were back then. And we run and say yesterday was so much better than today. The Father told me, use a liar. Because if you claim yesterday was better than today, what is that in the dark that coming to light then? You gonna tell y'all there's no dark of yesterday? So, Father, what is this you talking about? That which was in the dark should come to the light. The ways of yesterday was in the dark. And we covered it up even to today, trying to make it pretty yesterday and saying today is worse than yesterday. But the Father say, no, Deborah. Yesterday is a product of what? Yesterday is a product of what you see today. Except yesterday was hidden, today is in the open. That's the difference. So as you read very much of all these scriptures, you see where Yeshua say, now watch this here. Yeshua pull up and say, wait a minute, hold up. I'm not coming to bring mother and daughter and father and son together. I'm coming to bring the sword. I'm like, well, okay, tell them like it is then. Tell them, because they ain't got no sense. I'm coming to bring the sword. You think I'm coming to play with you? No, I ain't. I'm coming to divide something. So if Yeshua is giving us a warning, he's coming to divide something in the family. What you gonna do that for, Yeshua? Because Deborah, there's two spirits in the family. There's a seed of the serpent. There's a seed of the spirit. So you don't know what someone is really battling in that household. But you better be and hope that you got the spiritual discernment. Because you don't know what his son done. His son might have not done anything that required him to get a beat down like that. I will tell you this. You either get a beat down in the house or kill down in the streets. Which one would you prefer? Not a Negro on this land can say anything about another man that disciplined his son. Because 99.9 of you ain't been in the house to give that child what? The way that y'all say he should go, which is righteous. You don't know the battle that you're fighting in your household. And I'm glad that topic came up because y'all had gave me, which one was it? Oh, let me tell you, you brought that topic up. The missing child, he's not missing. That child is not missing. I do not believe the child is missing. The child is in hiding until he is healed. Okay? And when he is healed, then the system ain't got nothing to work with. That's what I'm thinking. Do I know that? Nah, but I believe it. When the child is healed, then the system don't have nothing to fight with. And I believe the mother and father have is in their own kind of hiding, whether it's on the land or wherever, so that the son can heal. So when they do pull up, now what do y'all want? Well, we said this, and we thought he was missing. And when they look at him, now they ain't got nothing to use but a word from grandma and a picture. But now this child is healed. So that's what I think they're doing. They're hiding out for healing. Okay? Because if you don't hide out for his healing, then you both going to jail automatically. The system waiting for a black man and a black woman be in jail anyway. So that's the system. That's the way the system is set up. Okay? And another thing, many of these men don't know how to discipline their children. But when they are belittled by their sons, oh, it's like a wrath getting them. And they begin to, oh, no. Because right now you say you king, you ruler, and you leader. You want to rule these women all submissive to you. Your wife submissive, your daughter submissive, and he's supposed to be taking on another young girl. So they're all submissive to you, but now that boy pull up. Now what? Come on now. He ain't submitting. Why? Because y'all told you to train him up in the way that he should go. Instead, you so busy getting woman and these women submissive, you forgot that the man is you're going to be your biggest issue. Because that's the one going to really buck up on you. and get you to fight for your life. Like right now, that whole issue with a straightway, y'all don't even understand how they can actually take that and make them close that whole camp down. Y'all might not believe that from that one incident. But if they don't have nothing to work with, and how do they not have nothing to work with? When you don't have the proof. So now they go out hiding, wait a month, pull up. Now what's the problem? They ain't got nothing to fight with. They ain't got nothing. They don't have nothing to defend. The case. They ain't got nothing. Now they ain't got nothing to. You see how quick they go out and put you on the news and say, "Oh, a child missing." I'm hearing this man saying, "A child is missing," and we're just really concerned about the safety of that child. Baby, what time do we think we in? There's somebody concerned about a young 14-year-old black boy, young man. When they begin to be interested, it ain't you. They want to bring something down. Mm-hmm. They interested in bringing you down. Now with Dow's them, this is another part of the bring down. Now see why all this is going on, and what I see now, I see a whole bunch of Judith men going after them big time, adding on to it. But see, that's the way the world is. They have known us to always bring each other down to the lowest, even to death. Like the young rapper that just got knocked off. 99.15 billion in the world wouldn't even know that the system is having them rappers knocked off. You don't want to do what y'all say. That's Judith. That's the judgment. Y'all running around here. Nobody want to listen. Nobody want to hear. Nobody want to anything. They just running around here. Every one of them. Everyone in the last 2 and 3 years and so on. Like in Chicago. All them times they was having all them teenagers being killed. Baby, y'all didn't even know that was a part of the plan. And it still is. But Judah. The father said, Deborah, you know me. I ain't got time for it. These is the same stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient to me, not to you, but to me they disobedient, Deborah. To me they stiff-necked. To me they stiff-necked rebellion, disobedient, stiff-necked rebellion, and rebellion to me, Deborah. They not rebellion to you. They rebellion to me. They disobedient to me, Deborah. They stiff-necked to me, not to you. And see, that's why we messed up. Because we don't understand the ways of Judah is really against the Father. And we stand around and support their nonsense and all the chaos they doing. All the murdering and all of the law breaking in Torah and any other law that's there. Judah is willing to break it, looking straight at it and break it. Crack! And go on by that way. Whether it's murder, crack, robbing, crack, destroy, crack, burning, anything. Judah is really to break any law there is. It's a nation of people that's very out of reach. And the Father say, ain't nobody done that to them. They can blame anybody they want in the captivity. In the captivity they're in. He said, but Deborah, they was like that with me. See, that's what we keep forgetting. These people are like this with y'all. And if they like that with y'all, they like that with Sister Deborah. You can kick rocks. Okay? Now, this was the first thing he said to me. I'm glad you brought that up. And you brought the first topic right on into this discussion. And the first one he says, you can't help your children. Their spirit, you can't help your children. Heavens has already orchestrated their way. Deborah, you can't help. That's one of the topics I'm bringing forth. We can't help our children. The Father's letting us know their spiritual way from heaven has already been orchestrated. And it's not going to go our way, but his way. Which way is his way? His will. Okay? Oh, the president, you know what? Honestly, this is where I believe the United Snakes is sick, because nobody should be interested in it. Just to show them, nobody should be listening to it. Nobody should be tuning into it. Donald Trump side nor Biden. Just why? When you come down to saying this is your country, this is one thing that'll show them that you are not in agreement with neither nor. We don't want to hear what y'all going to say and what y'all said. What would that do? Anybody in the live chat, what would that do if the United States people would stand down from the presidential debate tonight? What would that send a message and say? Anybody in the live chat, what would that say? What would that say? If the people of this country would not tune in to the debate tonight, what would that send a message? What would that do? This country understand what they already got planned for you? Everything, your whole country is already falling. They done brought more than 40 million migrants over and giving them funds and everything. They done sent every penny that's in the country, not every penny, because they can make more, all over the world to take care of it. And they got you paying taxes, but yet they paying everybody else's way all over the world. Israel, Palestine, the migrants over here. But yet you gonna stand up and hear two people talking about they fighting for the position to be president, and you got to take out time that day to hear what they got to say. What in the rats behind could they say to you today? Oh, I know. They can tell you about another a virus coming. Is that what you're looking for? You want them to tell you about that and when it's coming? Because that's what it seems like. Everybody's taking their hat off and get ready for something that coming to destroy them. That's what I don't understand. What could these two people say to you all? What could they actually say to you? Exactly. It's definitely a clown show. But what could they say to you? They're going to close your banks. They're going to close this whole country down. They didn't brought in all these people to show you that this country is not in the people's control and we don't care. They didn't show so many signs, and they didn't told you everything they needed to tell you for the rest of your life, and you standing up want to hear what they got to say. So they can clown you right as a show. And that's what the people are tuning into, to see the clown show. And do you know the people who tune in is going to actually take away some hope of what either one of them say? And without even looking at the fact, well, what about this last 4 years? How about this last 8 years? Come on. What are they going to give you? What are they going to say? This country should have, how would they say it? Not tuned in to the debate. Show them the power that rests in the country. So it shows me that this is showing. It tells me that this is how weak the country is. They done weaken this country so bad that it leads this prophet to realize what I always thought. United Snakes is the dumbest country in the world. Why? Because that's who they people are. Dumb. They don't even understand all this here presidential, the powers that be put them and assign this day for them to debate so they can clown in front of you all and give you fake hope for change when you ain't seen change in this country. But see, a lot of people ain't looking for change as long as they get it the way they want to get it and they have what they want. And they continue in the lifestyle of being comfortable, robbing others to get to where they got, and they feel like they got something. A lot of them don't even understand what you got is what your father and your grandfather and so on did rob, kill, and steal to get. A lot of them wouldn't even own that thing. If they were to do their history and look back, they would say, ooh-wee! It would even blow their mind. A lot of them know it. A lot of them know it through their own history in their high schools and in their college. They already know their nations, their nationality here. Majority of nationalities in this country is European. They come from the Caucasus Mountain. They do their history. and they'll see their people. They'll see exactly who they are and where they come from. You see, they already know, but they trying to keep all that hidden and keep all this other chaos going on in the world. So the truth of the whole matter of what everything come from, where it was and where it is, and they don't want you to know where it's heading because they thinking they're going to be able to do it like they used to. No, them days is over. We about to find that out. We about to see what Yah say. We about to hear what Yah say. Okay, so he said, you can't help your children in this day and time. Their spirit is already have been orchestrated. So while everybody trying to tame these kids and make it look like, oh, these kids are doing, watch this here. Watch this here. Isaiah, what would we think about Isaiah? Anybody, how far do you think Isaiah, about how far, how in years would you think Isaiah stepped in this scene? About how far along? How many years do y'all think Isaiah was on the scene? About how far back? Anybody? If you come up with a number, what you think is a number or whatever, Isaiah chapter 3. How far back do you think Isaiah reside or exist back in? How many years do you think? Anybody in the live chat? Isaiah, Ezekiel, and Jeremiah. Well, we speaking of Isaiah. Anybody happen to know how far back Isaiah was on the scene? Isaiah in the Bible lived in what time period? Isaiah. In the beginning. Okay, it says the 8th century BCE. 8th century BCE. So honestly, you all, that's too many years back. 300 years ago, 3,000, something like it has to be somewhere way back. So that's good. You know why? Listen what was said. Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. As my people, children are their oppressors. Oppressors. Children are their oppressors. And women has to rule over them. So it's telling you how bad the children are, but who's got to rule over that mess? You see what I'm saying? That was way back. So we stand today and don't want to hear what they got to say. And that was a prophet. We don't want to hear what they got to say because we fear our mess don't stink. Oh no, they ain't talking to us. That ain't my baby. No. I, Sister Deborah, can salute this in this day we're in. The midnight hour. That's what that day means. Dark and evil, wicked day. I can salute this. Can you? See, he's saying that Judah children, not Judah, but Israel, but I can say Judah, but I can say Israel too. Children are their oppressors. Now, wait a minute now, Isaiah. If our children are our oppressors and we in captivity under our oppressors, we don't stand a chance, do we? You see, it's a no-win, y'all. Always been. It's just y'all trying to make the picture pretty than what it is. That's y'all clowning. Want everybody to see things a way that makes it comfortable for your flesh. The truth of the matter need to be spoken. And one said 3,000 years ago. That's a long time. To where we stand today, act like this don't even exist. Wait a minute, hold up, Isaiah. You mean to tell me not only are we going to be oppressed, but our children going to oppress the parents? Yes, Deborah. Yes, they are. Well, you know what, Isaiah, you saying that, but you know what? I'm going to give it to you. I salute it. Because Isaiah, you're a dead prophet. I'm a living one. I salute it because I see it in my day and time. And I'm living, Isaiah, and you dead. See, there's no need of lying, y'all. That's what we do. We lie to slide them through life, lying, to make us feel that this thing is better than what it is said. Until we are willing to take on something that is said that fit us, you know. And when it don't fit, it's, oh no, that ain't true. You see what I'm saying? Oh, this is true, y'all. This is facts. This is facts. Now I would ask the question to the Most High Yah. When I heard this here in Isaiah, and Isaiah was saying this, the first thing I go, I said, my Father, Most Father, I'm in the wilderness in my class. Hold up, what's this oppress? Oh, wait a minute, who doing that? Who gonna do that? He said, Deborah, that's what that was. The struggle was real, wasn't it? Yes, it was. When tell the truth and shame the devil. Don't make the struggle not real. Tell the truth. Tell them. This thing is real. Why is it you think the number one thing is that you parents is not supposed to discipline their children? Because that's up Satan's alley to allow the children continue to get out of control. So you don't say that when the cops shoot them when they're 12 and 13. But you say something when they get disciplined in the house, but you got a bigger, you don't have no problem seeing them 6 foot under. See, our nation of people, it's gone. It's gone. Gone. And like I said, I don't agree with the way this man might have handled it, being a man, but he's so busy trying to get women submissive to his son, gave him a fight for his manship. See, that's what they don't understand with all these cults and getting these camps and thinking y'all gonna rule these little boys. Okay, you gonna rule these weak men. But these boys coming up, they're gonna rule you, because the whole chapter of Isaiah letting you know that the young boys are gonna rule the men of Judah. Yes, it is. Telling you. And the fathers is going to be standing down saying, let's let the sons do it. And the sons going to be saying, you ain't going to put me up to do it. I don't have no money. I don't have no place. I don't have anything. I don't want to be over it. That's what Isaiah 3 was all about. That the fathers, or those that held they didn't hold up a time because they never put it in their hand. They never took on their manship at all. Something y'all created them to be, they never took it on. But now they ready to give it to these boys. And that's what you see these camps are made of. They flipping these young men into what they want them to be, because they wasn't going to be out there doing it. So they give it to them and say, go out here and do this, say this, see, this says this says this, precept, line, little here, little there, wait a minute, word here, word there. But wait a minute. Can't nothing back that up or back it down without the Ruach. What y'all talking about? And the Ruach ain't on the corners clowning with them. The Ruach is not on nobody's corner clowning with these clowns. The Ruach ain't in no camp. The Ruach ain't even out there where Dow's is at. The Ruach ain't out at them places. Y'all just don't know. So here it is, one verse alone. Isaiah chapter 12 in verse 3, that the children are going to be your oppressors. And I'm like saying, when I first read that, I went to the father and said, wait a minute now, Father, now you're going to tell me I'm in captivity, right? I salute that bad boy. But trying to raise these children, they're going to oppress. He said, you should know that, Deborah. You should know it. That ain't even a question you should answer me. Don't forget what you say. You're a living prophet, not a dead one. So how are you going to ask me about something? You got 6 kids. You should know. See, people don't even want to check themselves. And that's another one of my things here. One of my topics we're going to talk about is learning to check yourself. Search yourself. And when you finish doing it that way, then you'll find out where right and righteous rest. But you got to search yourself and be willing to know. Okay? So anybody got any other questions? Since the beginning, 300 years, as my people, children are their oppressors. He tell us that all the time. And it's in there 4 or 5 times. No, it's in there more than that. But no, we don't want to. No, we put them on too many pedestals, just like we do the men. Places they ain't got no business being. And that's why you see the world out of order. So don't go around here thinking, oh, it's the heathens and Gentiles. No, it's Judah and Israel. Because if Judah and Israel wasn't out of order, what is he going to deal with them first? The house first. Why is he saying he bringing the judgment on the house first? See, y'all want to make this thing look pretty, and it's not, and it ain't going to look pretty. Okay? So the next one he was telling me about, he said something about the curse had no respect. What do you think when he says to me, the curse had no respect? The curse had no respect. And I want to cover that too. The reason why I can kind of feel this here is because the way it was being said to me, I was changing the sheet and everything on my bed. And the way he was saying it to me was that how a child can come up from under the curse of the forefathers. He say, nobody desire to know that, Deborah. They just desire to be like the father or worse. You see, nobody is trying to see when what's in me that I'm not going to repeat of my father. And the best thing I better do is go before the throne of the Most High Yah and get to know him so he can help me get out of this generational curse. And he was dealing with me as it was as a generational curse. And he said the main thing about a generational curse, Deborah, as I was straightening my bed, is nobody have respect for it. They just look at it, smile at it, and keep it going. That's why it was prophesied 3 to 4 generation. What do 3 to 4 generation mean? 3 to 4 generation. Does it stop after the 4th? No. Why? Because it haven't been defeated. So we'll go into the next 3 to 4. Go into the next 3 to 4. And here we are today. It's trying to figure out why that boy father done what he done to him. But no one wanted to be checked when they should have been checked. No one wanted to see the generational curses coming down the bloodline. No one wanted, if I had my mother's way was coming down, my mother's father's way coming down, and I already tell you, pride is it. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I ain't gonna sit and lie to you. Pride. If you had to measure Sister Deborah's pride from 1 to 100, I would say 3%, which is not very much, but I don't give a rat's behind what you think. I own that bad boy. It's there. And it comes from somewhere. And I thank the Father for allowing me to be able to own that thing. It's pride. Out of 100%, give or take, I say about 3% that I inherit from my mother, not my father, my mother's father's father's fathers. That's where that came from. Because my mother is like that. My sisters. Yeah, I had a thrift store for 5 years and they wouldn't come not one time. Pride. Jealous. And they wasn't no more than 15 minutes from it. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a mess. When I say, no, let me not say one. When they did come, they came probably a year before I closed. That's that one time. And when they came, they wouldn't even look. They wouldn't even buy. Just came to have something to talk about at the meeting table when they get together. That's it. So they really, to me, they didn't come. But that one time, they just come to look. And you could see the jealousy from one end to the other, each and every last one of them, even my mama. I'm telling you, it's there. Pride. All that mess is there. All that curses owning that thing. I can't have no more than 3% because I ain't got sense enough to have that type of pride in me like that. I don't have it, but I ain't gonna deny that it didn't come down my mother's bloodline. I know exactly where it came from, and I own 3%. That's about it. I ain't gonna own no more than that because I don't participate in that. I don't let that participate in me. But I can give myself 3%. Okay. So what he's saying is the curse had no respect because people don't understand everything came down that bloodline and nobody's give a rest behind. So this is what you see. You get what you see. You get what you see. Since you don't think the curse had enough respect to try to ban it or to stop it, to end it, nobody did. That's what he mean by the curse had no respect. Even the curse of Deuteronomy, no one ever respected. They don't have no respect for it. They only want to use 3 words out of it. That's it. They don't want to look at Deuteronomy 28. They don't want to read it. They don't want to teach it. They don't want to preach it. They don't want to dissect it with the Ruach. They just want to take 3 words. We got it now, y'all. This is us. That's it. That's what he's talking about. They don't have no respect for it. Okay? You all, this is for everybody. So anything you could bring up or you want to talk about, this is the live chat. It's time to talk. That means for any and every last one of us. Sister Deborah's just giving topics, but it's the floor. You got the live chat. We're gonna channel everything, and we're gonna speak about a little thing, everything. But like I was saying with the thing with straightway, I'm not for straightway. I'm waiting to, and I'm beholding, not like I'm like looking at it. Wait, I know that the Father's gonna bring it down, and He don't need Sister Deborah help to do that. He don't need my help to do that. And that's why I said other so-called pastors and bishops and ministers, stand down. Don't play with him. Let Yah do what he does best. Because when your hand's on, his hands is off. Once our hands, or I mean, never said my hand, once their hands are off, you'll see his hands on. Because his hand's going to be on that mess. You know, we don't understand where we at. Okay? We really don't know where we are at today. And that's almost like he was saying with the curse. They have no respect for the curse. They don't believe that nothing has taken place as far as curses and things coming down the bloodline. And it's the reason why your household's still the same. And it's coming down, it's here and here, and one here and here, and one here and here. And all of them know what's going on. Everybody knows something is coming down the family and everybody's doing it and nobody's saying nothing. That's why I don't deal with my family on anything. They want to come talk about coming together. You don't come together to me no more unless I'm going to make sure Yah is at the center of that table. Don't sit and I ain't going to eat with you. I ain't going to do nothing with you if Yah ain't in the center. Kick rocks. Okay? So let me show you what I mean by that. Where we are at today is such a critical time period. And I've said that over and over and over. But the beauty of me saying it over and over and over is the will of the Father. He said, because they think they mess don't stink. That means everybody think ain't nothing going to take place and ain't nothing bad. Everything's good. Oh, it's okay because it's them over there. It's them over there. Oh, it's them in front of me. Them in back of me. But I'm okay. I'm in mine. Oh, ooh-wee. When Yah's word going to be fulfilled, everybody but's gonna feel it. So you, no matter where you at, you gonna feel that thing. And that's the problem with people. They thinking, oh, they can kill each other. That's on them. Ain't no wrong with that. That's how people mindset is. It's just they kill them today, them tomorrow, and you coming next week. That's how it's gonna be done. Y'all gonna fulfill what he said. He's about what he's saying. He say what he's about. These things are gonna actually take place. Okay, now this is what he was explaining to me. Romans chapter 9, verse 22. In Romans chapter 9, verse 22, What if Yah willing to show his wrath? What if Yah is willing to show his wrath and to make his power known? That's dangerous, y'all. This is really dangerous, what I'm saying. And I'm going to break it down. And make his power known. Endured with much long suffering, the vessel of wrath, fitted to destruction. Let me read it again. Romans chapter 9, verse 22. What if Yah willing to show his wrath? Now, wait a minute. What is he willing to show it? They know he's going to. See, that's why I sit and said to y'all, go on and act like you in dumb city and you blind, you can't see what's going on. He don't care if you don't see it. It's going to be seen, baby. It's going to be seen. Everybody just looking for, him to pull us and take us here to here. Everybody want to see that. But y'all said, no, Deborah, they ain't seen nothing yet since they don't want to see it. Every time they don't see it, it's going to get turned up to it. Can't be turned up no more. Then they get their butts out. See, everybody thinking that you just going to get, it's going to, when they doing this, you don't get, no, you got to see something. You got to see this word fulfill what it says it's going to do. Now listen to this in Romans chapter 9, verse 22. What if Yah willing to show his wrath? Women, y'all got a wrath? Let's hear about it. And to make his power known. See, that power can cut up from the floor up. See, a lot of you all don't understand that. Show his wrath and to make his power known. Why would he have to show his wrath? Why would he have to make his power known? Watch this here. Endure with much long suffering, the vessel of wrath fitted for destruction. That's showing you he don't play. And guess what? That is exactly how it's going to pan out. Now, watch this here. Job. Now listen to what Job said. Job chapter 21, verse 30. Job chapter 21, verse 30. Now, when we look back at Job, Job was way before Isaiah. Job was way before Isaiah. But watch what Job is about to say. That the wicked is reserved to the day. You see that? Look at that word that says to the day. Notice it's not saying to the days. The day is the day we're in. We're in the days of darkness. Now listen to this. Job said, now why is Job saying that? Wait a minute, Job. Job, wait a minute. How you know? How you know? See, y'all said it. I put it already in them, Deborah. I put it in the cuckoo clocks today. And just because they had for denial don't mean I didn't tell them. Don't mean I didn't put it in there. If Job can tell you, Paul can come into it in Romans and tell you, then what about us? That's the denial, the strong delusion we are living in. That's the full denial we are in today. And walking around here like, it's okay for your own tribe to be killing like this. Oh, ain't nothing wrong with this. This is good. This is all good. As long as it ain't me. That's the hearts. That's that hardened heart. It called white heart. When people can't see what's actually taking place because they blind themselves to what is actually. A lot of people say, I don't watch the news. I don't watch all that stuff that's going on in the news. I don't watch, and how they tell on Facebook and YouTube like crazy. So what's the difference? I don't watch all that. I don't watch the news. I don't watch TV. But your tail be on Facebook. Your tail be on YouTube. What's the difference? Yeah. You don't have to watch the news, baby. You watching YouTube. Now watch what he says. Job. Now Job. I'm like saying, now Job, how did you know this? Job now, y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it. Job is saying this. Chapter 21 and 30. Verse 30. That the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction. They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. Who is that wrath? Drop back down to Romans chapter 9 and 22. What if y'all wants to show his power and make it known? Through the wrath will he do it. That's his power. So you see what we're going to be dealing with? Destruction. Power of Yah's wrath in the day in which we are in. And how is he going to do it? We finna see. Now, Job is sitting here saying that that's what's going to happen. Why? Because Job called it that day. Job is saying the day. That the day Job is talking about is our day, y'all. And that's why I say people, y'all need to stay away from the instructions and direction book. You see, because if you don't understand the Ruach and how he breaks it down, you ain't going to understand nothing. Can't nobody teach you. Can't nobody tell you nothing. Because the honest truth, Job was way before Isaiah. Here go Job telling us that the wicked was reserved to the day until the day of destruction, until reserved to the day of destruction. They shall be brought. Who's going to bring them? Ha, ha, ha! Yah, for what? To show his wrath. To bring his, to brought forth to the day of wrath. He's going to show his wrath. This is how he's going to do it. See, everybody thinking, oh, if he going to do it, when he going to show judgment, oh, it's him, it's Yah judging us. No, baby. What he going to use to judge your bad deeds? Let's go to Proverbs 16. Proverbs 16 says, in verse 4, Yah has made all things for himself. So when you hear these men lying that Yah made woman for him and not woman, Yah made woman for man and not man for woman, that's been a lie since the pit of hell been open. And they didn't got their ticket to go there. That's a lie. Here it is in Proverbs. Yah has made all things for himself. And then it turned around and it said in Proverbs 16 and verse 4, and yeah, I did. Even the wicked for the days of evil I created. Evil is what he's going to use to show his power of his wrath. So when you thinking he judging and he playing around, I don't see him doing nothing. It's the way he got the fire turn. It ain't all the way up yet, or it ain't even 75% yet. But when he turn it, it's going and it's going. That's going to be it. And you're going to start seeing things for what it always been. And no, you ain't going to be saying, this is what it was. No, you're going to be trying to figure out, well, why is this happening? You're going to be losing. You're going to be gone. You ain't going to be able to figure out what you're going to do next, what you're going to think next, what you're going to feel next, how you're going to act next. Why? Because that's why it's so important to see him for who he is and know how his power will rumble. You see, but no, he ain't turning up no fire. Then he said we're going to be tried by the fire. So what are you going to be tried by? Huh? Okay. So another one he was talking about, do let old hurt. He said, don't let old hurt enter into your healing zone. Don't let old hurt enter into your healing zone. Okay? If you got a healing zone where you have been healed from old hurt, Yah is saying, don't let that old hurt enter into your healing zone. Don't let it, y'all. Just like he says, the reason why the darkness is going to be revealed. The darkness, the reason why the darkness is going to be revealed So when it's being revealed, don't let it into your healing zone, you guys. Let the darkness stay outside and not let it in your healing zone. Don't let that darkness come into your healing zone. You know how you was going through something, and or you had an issue with somebody, and you had something like that, and you finally healed from it. That's what it's talking about. Don't let that hurt come into your healing zone where you've been healed from it. Why? Because you didn't let it go, and you felt that it was over with, it was done with, and you finally, after years and years and years, it's over. You're in the healing zone. You've been healed, and you've been in the healed zone. He said, don't let that hurt enter in to your healing zone, because this is what is going to start coming up. You are going to start having friends, ex-husbands, ex-wife, children, parents, neighbors, friends, co-workers trying to come into your healed zone. And he said, don't allow them to enter into your healing zone, because they're going to be doing it in this day and time. Not let me say in this day. That's a lot of, y'all, destruction. Because a lot of times people feel, I got over that, I'm finished with that, and you go on. But what the Father said, the issues themselves are coming back. That's what he wants me to warn you. It's coming back. But it's coming back to try to enter in to your zone where you have healed. Don't let your hurt and your pain of yesterday enter into the zone in which you are in today. Okay? So that's another one he gave me. And he said, be more of a hearer than a speaker. Be more of a hearer than a speaker. Because the only way you're going to have a connection to him is through hearing and not through you speaking. Okay? It's when you hear, it's the connection to him in the spirit. That's where he's saying be more of a hearer than a speaker. Because he's coming in that day, the day we're in, through the ear that hears. You see? So he said, be more of a hearer, because you will hear him, and you shall hear him. And that's what he's saying. He's saying he's going to be speaking to people. So be more of a hearer than a speaker. Because in hearing, he said all things come by what? Hearing. So be more of a hearer than a speaker. Even if you got a lot of things that you can say that's righteous and upright and just, you know why they ain't going to mean a rat's behind in this day and time? It's because the day in which we are in. His power, his wrath, evil and wicked and evil, this is their day. This is the day that has been prophesied. Now, every last one of them would tell you in that day. The other day, yesterday, we was talking about where he says he ministered to us through who? The Son, back in the days. See, that day was called days. This day is the day, the end day. It ain't going to add no S to it, because it's sending a message, a mystery, a power to you that this is the time of no play. Okay, so he says that be more of a hearer, because how he's going to deal with you is through that hearing. When he come to the four corners, you're going to have the ear to hear. Is he going to gather everyone? Yes. But it's going to also, he say, be consistent with hearing the Spirit tell you It's time. So that's why it's important to, in this day, y'all, be more of a hearer. And with that, I can definitely salute that, because being a prophetess in the wilderness and the more information he's given me, and yes, I'm putting forth what he's given me, but I can feel the ideal of what he's saying as far as a hearer. I can hear him well. And when he's teaching me every day, many things. And I feel so, like I tell you, I wish it was a way that I could just tell it like he give it to me. I tell y'all that. But you see, I hear it beautiful. I feel that thing. And I tell y'all that all the time. When he give it to me, it feels so good. But when I speak it unto, a different feeling. Total different feeling. And I cannot even put it together. I can't even put it together. Outside of what he says, you know, you got that discerning, that lot of brick wall is there. And you know there is. But yet, you keep pressing on, because your reward is in the kingdom. You see? And I thank him for that, because I see exactly what he's saying in that hearing. That's what I tell y'all ever since I've been on here. And I always tell people, he talks to me, he ministers things to me, and he show me things and teach me things. Why? Because you already have the ear to hear, Deborah. You have the ruach. So one might say, I ain't gonna say one might say, one is ignorant to the fact that if a woman tells you she's hearing him teaching her every day, she ain't sitting here saying she know everything every day. She's sitting here saying the glory, the Father, the Most High Yah is teaching her every day. Honestly, I will be afraid of somebody that Yah is dealing with every day like that. But that shows you who you're talking to. You see what I'm saying? It go in one ear and out the next. It has its own thoughts, feelings, and ways of what it's hearing. So I can salute exactly what he's saying, be more of a hearer than a speaker, because the way he's going to deal with us is through hearing. He's coming to us through his word, his ruach. Exactly. That's how he's coming. And I think, where we at? 2024? That's a blessing tonight to know. Because now that tells you, be on guard in your spirit being. Because that's how he's going to let you know when he gathers. Is in your spirit. And if you don't have that ear to hear, you know you ain't got nothing coming. Okay? And he says, do not go back to old relationships, nor connect in any way to old friends. I guess I got to wait and see what he said about that. Do not go back to old relationships, nor connect with any old friends. What the Father is saying is, old relationships and old friends is not going to be the same that you once knew. Why? Anybody in the live chat? Why? Because I know you ain't going to answer it, but because he said we are in that day. The day of evil and wicked and evil. You don't know them. And they don't know you. So this is what he's saying. And I can adjust to that. I can salute that. Because I've had 4 men in my life. And all 4 trying to get back with me. I'm serious. They're trying to come in out of the rain. Come in out of the darkness. Y'all said don't connect with them. But he told me that a while back. But I'm just saying it to you because as I was doing my bed, every time I would take one sheet off, and I found myself running back to the kitchen to write with everything he was saying. And this was one. He said, do not connect with old friends and old relationships. So since I put it out there, this is what you're going to see a lot of. Individuals you're going to find, they're going to start coming up on, and you're going to start seeing them come back into your life some way or another, or trying to, or making an attempt. The Father says, do not go back to your old relationships, nor connect with your old friends. Okay? Because if they were your friends, a friend then, they should be your friend now. And you know you've come a long ways. You're not the person you used to be. Will your old friends be able to connect to who you are now? Your old relationship don't know your relationship now. Do you think they can be able to connect with your relationship of who you are now? An old relationship? They won't. They won't be able to connect with it. They won't have anything in common. Because if it was meant for them to be a friend, they'll be a friend to the end. If it meant for them to have that relationship would still be existing today. And both of you all will be moving into the light. So I get what he's saying. I 100% get what he's saying. But what he's saying in the spirit realm, they coming. And he ain't talking to Sister Deborah. He knows Sister Deborah didn't kick all them rocks to the curb. But the only thing I have that I like is the respect that they have for me. To know that I am still, she's still that same one, ain't taking no crap. I don't need nothing about you in my what? Zone. Okay? My zone of peace, my zone of joy, my zone of the Most High Yah living in me. Ain't no old friends gonna come up on that. Ain't no old relationship gonna come up on that. I got a relationship with the Most High Yah. I don't need that old one, because it ain't gonna be on one accord to my new one. I got a friend in Yah. My old friend come up now, want to be a friend. They want to bring new darkness, not new, old darkness into your life. They might even can see a pin needle, a light in you. So be careful. Another one says, don't desire spiritual understanding to fleshly comprehension. Stop trying to wrap spiritual understanding with fleshly comprehension. They don't have nothing in common. So don't think that you can turn everything fleshly in the way you comprehend and you interpret flesh and the way the flesh desire and wants and think and feel and all of that. He said, you can't desire spiritual understanding to understand all of that that's in the flesh. So don't expect the two to come on one. It's impossible. It can't happen. All one can do is be under the subjection to the other. And the 99.9 people flesh rule over their spirit. But the spirit that has a flesh under subjection also has the ruach within. A lot of people don't know that, but that's the truth of the whole matter. When you're able to get your flesh under the subjection to your spirit, it's because that ruach in you, teaching you how to get that flesh tamed. Okay? So that makes a lot of sense. And then he said, don't seek Yah to give you change in your living and in your life until you're willing to give up the change in your living. Don't expect Yah or seek Yah to give you change in your living and in your life when you are not willing to give up change in your living. Meaning, don't run around here thinking, because it ain't for Sister Deborah. It ain't got nothing to do for Sister Deborah. It ain't, a lot of people don't know this. It ain't got nothing to do with your wife. It ain't got nothing to do with your husband. It ain't got nothing to do with your mama. It ain't got nothing to do with your daddy. It ain't got nothing to do with your children. It ain't got nothing to do with your friends, your neighbors, nothing. Okay? It has to do with you. Don't think that you can seek Yah to change that which you are not even willing to give up. Don't play with him like that, or you're going to play with yourself the rest of your life. Don't be seeking Yah for anything that you're not willingly wanting to give up. Or I'm going to seek him for this. And then on this flesh over here saying, shoot, I've been doing this long. It's because a lot of us think that our flesh always got that power of control over the spirit. And that's why he said the war is on. And that's why we are our own worst enemy. And still today don't understand that. Still today, 2024. So don't seek Yah to change that which you are not willing to give up, because you're playing with yourself. Yah ain't coming nowhere near you to change nothing when he know already in your wicked heart you ain't willing to give it up. It's a game play. And the reason why he's saying that, because of the time in this day that we're in, he said this is the life that many are living, thinking he's in their life and with them through this, and he's not, because they thinking since they feel they got him that he gonna change the things they still ain't willing to give up. So he wants me to let you know, don't seek him thinking and wanting change when you don't want to give up that way or that change. You don't want to give it up the ways that you're seeking him to deliver you from. He says, stop it. You're just playing with yourself. You get it? Playing with yourself. If you ain't willing to give it up, stop trying to seek him for something you are not willing to give up. Now, we have situations where people can't because they don't know how. But see, that's where you ignorant, because you don't have to know how. He knows how. He knows where your heart is at. And if you're strong enough, or if you are not, he knows which way and how he can step in. But he's speaking of a mindset that has been using people throughout their lives, seeking Yah for change of something they themselves is not even willing to give up. Not even willing. Okay. So that was another one he gave me there. So we did cover that. He says, search yourselves. Search yourself. Okay. See, with me, I always say, Father, search me. Search me, Father. Yah is saying, search yourself and not others, and you will find a way to what is right. But you got to search yourself. See, Yah is not want you to be searching others in the ways of others when you haven't searched yourself. The most important thing in this day and time is to search yourself. And he said, if you search yourself, you will find righteous. You see? But you have to search yourself. Is it something wrong with is it something, are we having problems? Oh, wow. Wow. That's strange. Wow. 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 Everybody said they can't hear. That is deep. So it's no buffing on your end. Wow. Because I know everything on this end seemed to be working fine. And making me wonder now. Okay, you all, it's your time. Let me finish this. He says, search yourself and not others, and you will find righteous. So it looks like Yah is telling us to really do something within ourselves. Okay. And this one says, don't allow the appearance of others deceive thee in this day. In this day. Don't allow the appearance of others deceive thee in this day. Because what I'm also seeing among the false prophets. No, I ain't gonna say the false prophets, but the false prophetess. With the false prophetess, they are appearing a way that they won't want to see them away. And the Father says, don't allow the appearance to deceive you in this day. They are pulling up like in big numbers. You see, Yah didn't ask us to change our outer man. He's asking us to let him rest in our inner man. And once he abide in our inner man, he will correct our outer man. We don't need men and women telling us, or we don't need a book telling us how we are to dress. You get what I'm saying? Because Yah said you can dress yourself away on the outside, but am I in the inside? You see the difference? And he's saying, don't allow the appearance to deceive you in this day. See, this the day of darkness. He said, don't let it. Right. Exactly. That's a good way to say it. I ain't never thought of it that way, listener and not looker. That's a good one. But okay, no problems. Okay. So he's saying to us to don't get caught up in that, y'all. Don't let the outer man don't look at the appearance of the outer man, because this is what's happening, y'all. Why would Yah be concerned about your flesh and not be concerned about your spirit? Why would he want you to be seen a certain way on the outside when you don't have him on the inside? You see what I'm saying? See, what they didn't know is greater is he on the inside, but he first got to get in us to tame what? Our outer man. But what they're doing is they're portraying it on the outside, a way to manipulate many that they are holier than thou on the inside. And he's saying, don't allow the appearance to deceive thee in this day. Now, the Father is also speaking of, if you're going somewhere in broad daylight and someone's coming toward you and you're going toward your way to catch the bus, to get in your car, don't think that you are safe just because someone look a certain way, look like they ain't gonna always know. Take that inner part of you that warns you what's coming up on you and that's around you or even in the midst of you. That's a part of what he was saying as far as being able to hear him and to understand your environment and what you're doing, and your friends coming in and your old friends coming and your old relationships trying to come in. You better be careful, because the way that they're coming in, it's not going to be good, you guys. So what he's saying is, and don't let the appearance of people deceive you. What I'm seeing is a lot of and a lot of elderly women too. A lot of elderly women are trying to dress the role. It's not in what you are on the outside. It's who you are on the inside and whom you are and who is in you. When that one contain you, then it'll give you the look that's comfortable for you on the outside as well as comfortable for him on the inside. Because like someone had just said, I am a listener, not a looker. Because Sister Deborah would tell you, there is so many times that people who drink and on drugs, they be just stumbling out on the streets. But I'm gonna tell you, this is my experience. I don't know about you all. They can talk that I can't explain it. They can talk that word. And I ain't talking about the words. I'm talking about that word. And I'm like looking at them now. How did you get that? How did you know that? You know, in me. That's what I be saying. So it's really be careful because you don't know how Yah is going to come before you. You don't know how he's going to appear before you. But don't just look at somebody on the outside, especially on all these platforms, and assume that they are who they are because of what they appear to be or how quiet and soft-spoken they are. Don't let that get you. Hear what they said. This thing he said, what? Come by what? Hearing. You see? So I'm going to leave it open for anybody to take it from here to the live chat. You can ask anybody in the live chat a question, or you might have an answer, or we can talk about anything. So I'm done. I do have one more. 19 keys. When I see that young man and I listen to him every now and then, I look at him and I think, Father, how can someone be so sharp in the world? Could he be in the world, but not of the world? Because he's sharp in his teaching. Not his teaching, in his speaking. But he's, to me, it just, I don't know. So many people is straddling the fence. I put it that. Try the spirit, by the spirit. I hear you. I hear you. I also want to say to you all, I appreciate the individuals who have donated to Sister Deborah, supported Sister Deborah. I want to let you know that I appreciate it. I had an experience, and I just really want to talk about it, but I will say that Most High, he knows who's who and what's what. Yes, he do. Yes, he do. He knows, and the things. Oh, boy. Any questions? I guess not, huh? Any answers? Someone asked about straightway situation with the young man. Looked like his dad and him. It looked like he had a time, but I can guarantee you, he put up a fight. I can guarantee you, he put up a fight because we are the only nation, I believe, that don't teach our children. And I had to teach my older sister. Her daughter was getting suspended every month. She had no idea why. During her teenager years, and hers started at 13, 14, 15, and 16. In high school, 4 years. Every month she getting suspended. Until I told my sister, we as Black women have not taught our daughters about the monthly cycle that caused them to have mood swings. And I want to say this to you all. With my daughters, I taught them that so they can tame that. So when they get married, they'll understand you can't put this on your husband because you're going through this monthly mood swing. You can't put it. Learn to channel it. channel that bad thing because it ain't going nowhere. You have to learn to channel it by keeping up with it during that time. When you know 2 days before and 2 days followed, tame that that mood swing, turn that emotion. You can do it easily, y'all. And I had to explain it to my sister. I said, now go back, see every month she's getting suspended. It's her mood swings and her feelings. It's all tied up every month. That's what that is. You didn't teach her how to put it under. And she said, oh, I wouldn't have never thought of that. And nobody will. Women don't think like that. They don't think it because their mother didn't tell them, and their mother didn't tell them, and their mother didn't tell them. But yet, those were the good old times. Here we are today. So much darkness that was in the darkness. I had to tell my mother, I said, you say your daddy died in the hospital of a heart attack. I said, your daddy didn't die of no heart attack. Your daddy had asthma. And my mother had a fit. And when we had that family reunion and all the old women came together and her daddy family and all, I mean, everybody, not her daddy family, but everybody came together. Everybody was telling my mother, oh, no, I think he had a problem with breathing. And my mother said, my daughter said he had asthma. Because that's what was said also. She said they didn't call it asthma back then, but when he went in the hospital, that's what he had a problem with. I told her he had asthma. You see, this is back. That's why I say you cannot hold today and say yesterday was all that. Tell the truth and shame the devil. The devil the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. Only thing now, he's been given the day to cut up from the floor up. He got his day assigned. Prophesied by the Most High, y'all. He got a day, and we're in it. But my sister didn't even think to that shock, because she has a hard time with her daughter during this time. I said, when she in school, they have a hard time with her too. If you got a hard time with her during this time, so that's what her issue is. She has to learn. It's a battle, but it ain't a battle to where we cannot defeat it. But if we were told as a young child when we first started our cycle, then we could defeat these mood swings and know how to channel them a different way. But we weren't told because our mother didn't tell us, their mother didn't tell them, they never got nothing back then. Now they're pulling up today. Today is worse than yesterday. The Father want me to tell you that's a lie. Should people go to events in Fairmont, North Carolina? That new breed. I'm glad you brought that up. I am so glad you brought it up. Thank you so much. You don't even know what you done, because in that situation, last night I was measuring that situation. And I'm going to go on tell you what happened. As I've heard of it a week ago and a week prior, and I know that this is has a lot of land, and they're going to have this thing on there. And I think they did something similar to that last year. Let me tell you something. New Breed, Ringo, all of them are out of order. They have no discipline. None whatsoever. Everything Dow's did, New Breed and Ringo supported it 100. Ringo has an issue, a real demonic issue. And let me tell you what it is. It's a sexual issue. And he had it since he was a little boy. I think it started when he was 6/7. And that demon he has not defeated. He got married, he had children, and still had that sexual demon that he's trying to defeat. These men are not stable-minded people. You see? Listen to what I'm saying now. Beautiful idea. But wrong people. wrong people. These are people who don't have order. These are people who want to bring the world and the world and the world together and don't see what their nation and their tribe, no, I say what their tribe is consist of. They are in full denial of what their own nation men are doing. Full denial. You cannot bring people into no oneness when the Most High is not in the center. And he can't be in the center because you say he in the center. He got to be in the center from the beginning to the end. And these young men and this man that he got the land, talking about the land, the father already told me it's something big and sketchy about him. Because honestly, I was even considering contacting this man who owned this land. I really was when I first heard about it. But the father told me, Deborah, ain't nothing right about him. And I'm like, what? He's offering that land at the expense of using what every nation has done, and that is sell out us as people. And they are trying to make money. Now that they got the land, they're going to have this in Fairmont, North Carolina. I, as a prophetess in the wilderness, I would just love, I ain't gonna say desire, love to have attend something like that. But the Spirit says no, because of all the things he's shown me. He is not in the center. He is not on the left. He is not on the right. He is not in the back. These Newbury and Ringo are nasty mouth men who supported Dow's all these years. They support and bounce off of each other, just like they get on Dow's about this what's this white guy he came up under. When they are just like that. Ringo is worse than Dow's. The people, and I sit back and I say to the Father, ooh, the world loves its own. People love chaos and darkness. Ringo, you can tell Ringo is dealing with a demonic spirit that has been clamping on him since he was 6 going on 7. So it says like this. It's showing me 6-7. So that's when he had this demonic spirit detached to him, and he still has it now. They have nothing connected to the center, nor on any side, their left or right, nor in the front of them, in the back of them, have anything to do with the Most High God. Okay? Just like these guys on the corners and in these camps. Yah has nothing to do with all of that, and we need to stop putting him in the center of it. Now, this program, this thing that they have in Fairmont, North Carolina, it's whatever happens, it's most likely going to be fun to the world. So let it be about what it is. The world loves their own. And that's just that. That's how I see that. Because Newbury got some serious female problems. You might not believe it. Yes, he does. Ringo do too. Both of them got real serious female problems. Yes, they do. Real bad one. Mama's problems. They got problems with their parents. Yes, they do. I'm telling you what I know. I ain't telling you what I think or what I feel. Okay? They ain't the type of people you want to get to with and get tied up in. What you say, 47 and still having good mood swings. I hear you. And you know what? That's a good point you just made. There's none there. You notice that? So you know about that. There's no fruits of the Spirit there. None whatsoever. You know what he calls fruits of the Spirit? Him building buildings, planting gardens, and having cattle and all that. You know what that is? Robbing these people to make your heavens on earth. That's what he's doing. He's robbing all those people on that ground to make his heavens on earth. When them people leave him, do you know they don't have nothing? They don't have no birth certificate. They don't have no social security number. They don't have no wedding, marriage license. They don't have anything. So this shows you the demonic behind dolls. You want them to get everything your tail got. Don't you got you a birth certificate, Negro? Don't you have you a social security, Negro? So why would you tell these people to get away from everything that they're going to need in case you cave in? They ain't going to have nothing. Not even finances, because they turned it all over to him. Now he got on YouTube bragging about how he's beating the system from the back door. He's beating the system, naming everything other names, changing it from his name, putting them in other names. See, that's that rotten heathen that then taught him how to do that. And because he's too dumb. Dawes is a dumb man. He's too dumb to figure all that out. That's why they couldn't come on that man who they looking for, son, because they knew how to put it a private property. And guess what it is? It's called Straightway, but they didn't move the name and switched it. Did y'all know that? They didn't switch the name out of a name so that the system can't come after them. The police can't come after nobody. See, they covering all them ends. But when y'all pull in, woo! When they finish going all these heathen ways, they think they got their T's crossing their I's dotted. When that right hand pull up, there's no turning back. You ain't gonna be able to go get no papers on nothing. When that right hand pull up, open that door and let everything up in there. And the number one thing they gonna get him for is taking them people's money. Not showing that he's taking all their money and no taxes being paid on all that money they giving him. See, he's so stupid. 3 days ago, he on nationwide television telling how he's swindling the system. What man in his right mind get on YouTube and tell you how he is swindling the system? Tell me that ain't a dumb one. That's the dumbest man you can ever run up on. And then these ignorant people behind this dumb man like that. He don't even understand. They got your number, bro. That's who y'all gonna send after your tail. He gonna send them after you. And you sitting here giving them more to put in their files on your tail. Once they clamp their files and say, like this here is their files. Once they do this here, you done with. And he's too ignorant to know that. Children were found in a U-Haul in Atlanta. Were they alive? What Father shows me about myself today is that I tell people stuff to soothe them for the moment, and that take away my own feelings of guilt and error. This is a form of manifestation. Yeah, and when it's good, Yah showed it to you. He showed it to you because he cared enough to want you to recognize it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's beautiful. I think so. I think so too. But you know what? So many of our women have support so many of their wrongdoing. So many of them. And we got this one guy, what is his name? I don't know his name. Offending something. And he is chewing these men out so big time. And you know what? He's doing a really good job, but it ain't gonna help. He's doing a good job, but it ain't gonna help. Because what, like y'all just got you saying, that it's nothing we can do with our children. You know? Because their spirit is already orchestrated. I know that's right. You say you was through with them. Yeah, I think clown gonna be clown down. You ought to Pastor Clowns down. It's gonna be an epidemic. Yes, it is. You know it too, don't you? You know that too, don't you? That's what it's all about. Like a domino effect. It's gonna start right in his, and it's gonna go out. It's gonna branch out, and then you're gonna start seeing Judah running for their life, and all they're gonna be running is into a brick walls. Oh yes, he definitely got a female. He got a female issue, baby. He got a female, and he's trying. What he want to do is fulfill that. He was 6 years old, dash 7 when the spirit got on him, and the desire is so demonic with young girls. It is such a demonic spirit that's on him. He gets on here and see what they don't understand is here goes Sister Deborah, and you all don't understand it. Y'all taught me before I got killed. I could have got killed that day. I could have. But after that day, the father said, now get a piece of paper. Now sit down. Now draw 2 eyes. I drew 2 eyes. And he said, now draw another 2 eyes, another 2 eyes, and another 2 eyes. When I finished, he was teaching me each sets of eyes how to box them. Ringo, I can box his eyes. That means that he's not a man that a woman or anyone should be able to trust. And but his issues start at 6 and 7 years old. That's when that demon got on him at 6 and 7 years old, and then been with him since then. And for him to have that wife, she can tell you some stories. She can tell you some stories. And his daughters don't care for him. Yeah. About Judith women's. Yeah, women. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. A relationship with someone who worshiped them. Mm. Do you know have you know what? This morning when I got up at 9 o'clock, I went to do my study. And I really wanted to bring forth what was going on with David. And it blew my mind. It really blew my mind. It blew me off the chain. Um, it was 7,000. Y'all brought a pestilence on 7,000 men in Israel. You know why? Anybody know why y'all brought plagues on 7,000 men? Now, if he brought a plague on 7,000 men, you know that they had women. So you know it was way more than that. But y'all gave David 3 choices because of something he did. And David chose the 3 days of plagues. Now you got to understand, David chose out of the 3, the one that won't affect him, which was the plagues. And the plagues killed 7,000 of David's men. Do any of y'all know why? Anybody in the live chat? Oh, okay. Different eyes. It really is, baby. Because I be talking to him. Now I'm going to give y'all testimony. I'm going to give y'all testimony. I was writing my Psalms and I was telling him, he know my needs. You know all things. And I was asking him to just bless me. And I'm going to tell y'all know who's who and what's what. You see? And he knows exactly who's who and what's what. Because even though I said I appreciate all the donations, there was none but that one. But I just felt to say, instead of pending that one, I just said, thanks for the donations. You see what I'm saying? And Yah showed me how me putting them sums down, talking to him. And then he told me to say once a month that I have a GoFundMe and a Cash App. When I battled with the Father, and I said, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to be honest. I said, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. But what I like is the Father took that one person to wipe. I just thank you, Father, Yah. Woo, Father, Yah, thank you. I just thank him. Because this individual, I never met, I never knew, I never talked to. And it just seems like being so the Father knows me. He knows the true who I am, what I have, what I don't have, how I trust 100 times 100 on him. He knows that. And I was putting that in my Psalms, telling him, whenever you will, I know that you know the time nor the hour. You're never too late. I'm putting this in my Psalm. And he said to me that evening, after I finished that Psalm, that evening, that same day, he said, when you say it, I said, no. I told him that, y'all. I ain't gonna lie about it. I said, no, I don't say that on YouTube. So I'm not going to. So that was my first time saying it. I did it and I didn't feel bad about it. I really didn't. And when that one person was obedient to the Father, it brings me back even when I was a little girl. That's why I'm a living witness to what he's capable of doing. And I love the idea that an individual can work on Yah's behalf that way, to where only Yah knew this individual shouldn't have never known. Never known. But for what that individual did, first thing I did was went to the throne. You knew who you could use to, Father. Thank you. And it was all in what you were saying. When I was fussing and you kept saying, just say it, Deborah. And I kept saying out of ego or pride. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. And I said it. And Yah went right to where he know. And he knew already. I'm going to tell you something. Y'all just don't know him like I know him. I'm going to say it like that. Right. That's what he did. Okay, no, wait a minute. No, nope. Ooh, all of y'all saying the same thing. Wait a minute, speak on the third eye. Oh no, I don't go up in that area. because he went and numbered the people. Okay. And another one said he numbered his army, which he was told not to because the power didn't rest in flesh. Okay. Yes, he is. He is amazing. Amazing. Yes, he is. Oh, you caught the live. Yes. That's right. Mm-hmm. And that's why I said that one. And that one is one that seems like every time I say something to the Most High, I just say that I just counted up. Whew, thank you, Father Yah, and thank you for the individual that you use as your servant, because there ain't no way that individual should have known. There ain't no way. It's no way. Unless Yah is in that individual, for that individual to do that. He would have to be in him, because that individual had no idea. David counted the fighting men. Okay. You know what? I got four, I think it's four that spoke of David counting the men. Now, for David to count the men, is that a reason for the, come on now, y'all, we got to give y'all some more glory. We got to give him some more credit, y'all. We can't do him like that. Come on now, y'all don't kill, y'all don't destroy 7,000 men in a day, because he even called it out earlier than the 3 days he told he gave David a choice. The 3 days that he would he gave him three choices. One of them was pestilence, plagues of pestilence for 3 days that killed those men. Okay, now this is what rewatch. Okay, you know what he did? You see, every last one of y'all would not take a life because of a count. Y'all, it's not go. Why are you killing 7,000 men because somebody counted men? That makes y'all less than the last. When did y'all stoop that low, y'all? Y'all ain't never did nothing like that. Come on now. I'm gonna leave it right there to somebody else. I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna keep bringing it. Keep bringing it, Deborah. He gave David three choices. Somebody got, no, baby, the men didn't do wrong. See, you know what? Let me show you. I'm gonna show you an example of what I'll be trying to say to y'all. And this is deep, y'all. This is real deep. This is what I'll be trying my best to instill in people. We have given men a way out for so long. We can't even count their wrongdoing and see it for what it is. The Most High took out, destroyed by a plague of pestilence, a disease, and killed 7,000 of David's men. All because something David did. David destroyed the father. I don't get that one. I think it was because David destroyed the father. You want me to tell you what he did, y'all? And this is why I have an issue with how people are trying to mimic the sin of David. Yes, yes, yes. You're right. Didn't y'all stir up David to number the people? Yes. So it can't be. But see, when we look at it and we say, when y'all did it because David counted the men, do you understand what you're saying about a creator? You're telling us that y'all looked at because somebody counted men, it's time to kill 7,000 men. Now, you know, it was women too, but that's a lot of people, y'all, to just kill. And then we sitting up here doing all this wicked and evil we doing, and he ain't killed us yet. That don't make no sense. Y'all ain't never been one that'll take a life like that. And even to me, for the reason of what he did, also by him doing that, it also instilled a different fear in David. Him killing them 7,000 instilled a heavy level of fear in David. Want me to tell y'all what David did? And it's sad that nobody can say what David did. This is why I tell y'all, when you get in that book, make sure you have the Ruach to show you, because it's plainly seen. David sent the man out to count the people, the men. When he came back and gave David the count, he told him it's a certain thousands of in Israel and a certain amount is in Judah. So he gave David the count. Guess who that man was, y'all? His power punch, his head man. David killed him, stuck a sword in him and killed him. Yes, there you go. He killed him. What was it, Joab? That's his name, I think, Joab. He killed him just because he counted what he told him to count. He stuck the moment he brought him to count, he took the sword. How you gonna do that? That man been with you all your life. That be your head man. Sorry, not Joab. Yes, it is. It is Joab. Wait a minute. Let me see if that's it. Let me get that right. Yes, it is. Let's look into that. I think. No, someone else said Joab. Yeah, it is Joab. Yeah. Why would you do that? See how we put pedestals? We put David and them on a fleshly pedestal. This is what I was trying to say to y'all. Don't ever take somebody's flesh and put them up high. Don't do that. You see? Yeah. He told him to do it and then turned around when he brought the numbers. Why you gonna kill him? Why did you kill the man that been fighting as your head? Why would you do that? Why? And then after he killed him, he went to the prophet, saying, I did something wrong. Why didn't you come to the conclusion you did something wrong before you did the wrong? That's why y'all put that on him. You need all these men to fight in the next thing. I tell you what, y'all done away with them. Destroyed them, y'all. And then cut the time. They supposed to have been destroyed for 3 days. It would have been more men than 7,000. But y'all cut it out. Made it lesser. So no more other men can die. You see what I'm saying? Why? Because David knew he need those men for the next battle. Now what? It's going to torment him. Then now he don't have enough to fight the battle. He got to still trust in Yah. But he shouldn't have killed he was giving him a reason why, showing him how wrong it is. Why y'all took out those men, I cannot explain it. I cannot explain it. Take David's tail out. You see what I'm saying? But because David is the spiritual seed, y'all. And I say unto you all, each and every last one of you, if you are the spiritual seed, can't nobody touch you. Even in the midst of your wrong. Now, the 7,000, they died. But David get to live. Same thing about, y'all didn't know about David's wives, did you? None of y'all never knew about his wives, did you? See, that's why I said to y'all, these men would teach y'all this book all the wrong ways. Go back in there and find out what the father did with David's wives. He said, I'm going to disperse your wife to the neighbors, to the community. So everybody run around. I'm talking, he got all these wives. Yeah, and find out where the wives ended up at. So why are y'all trying to make him holy than thou? And his wives were nowhere near holy. See, they just make everything. David had wives, and now one of them represent Yah. Now one of his wives was representing Yah. To the point where David had did what he had did. I think with that lady's husband, Yah even took his wives from him. The wives that he had already had, he took them from him and gave them to the community and the neighbors. His wives. See, the men ain't gonna tell y'all that. And y'all said they don't need to tell them, Deborah. They ain't telling nobody nothing righteous. It's sitting right there. It's right in their eyeballs. And ain't nobody got them in shackles. Nobody is hanging them on trees to the point where you in slavery. You can't freely read. Now you freely read and you still won't read it. And it's sitting right in front of you. Y'all should read it. Find out what happened to David's wives. Those wives he had. Y'all did something. Y'all cursed him. He did. He cursed them. Just like everybody be running around here talking about Jacob. Oh, Jacob had 7 wives. That's how he got the tribe of y'all fools. Because these men are teaching us that these women had all these children, and these children are God's most gift to the world. Y'all better wake up. You better understand. You notice Dan ain't even in the count of the 144. Nobody won't talk about that. You don't hear them talk about that. And all of Jacob's wives. Listen to this. See, I'm going to show y'all why y'all just wrong. Y'all wrong in a way y'all have allowed these people to teach out. Let's do Jacob. Remember, Jacob was working so hard to get, is it Rebecca? Is it Rebecca? And guess what happened? Never did get her. Never did get her. She died in childbirth. You see what I'm saying? Rachel. She died in childbirth. You didn't work all them years. You finally get her and had 2 kids and she died. You still didn't get her. You still didn't end up with her. So tell me where the righteous in it, y'all. Everybody want to pretend. You get what I'm saying, y'all? You see how polygamy is not something you say is righteous because y'all didn't say that they couldn't and he didn't stop it. No. Ain't nothing created. Even evil is created for his, what did he say? His will. So just because Jacob had all these wives and had Israel and Judah, don't mean that they are angels from the heaven and going back that way. No, you're wrong. Rachel ended up dying in childbearing. Did not she? Did not she? So therefore, she got to see only one child. Give him one child. When she gave him the second one, she didn't live no more. She did die, didn't she? Well, wait a minute. That's the one Jacob really wanted. Did y'all give him what he wanted? Did God, y'all, give him, Jacob, what he wanted? No. Did he give David what he wanted? No. And they won't teach that part of it. They won't preach that part of it. They won't minister that part of it. They won't precept it. They won't line it. They won't little it. Tell these women, what happened to these women? Tell. Where are they? What happened? Did y'all know all those women that Jacob was going into, they were not worshiping Yah? Y'all didn't know that either, did you? David's wives wasn't worshiping Yah. We know Solomon's wives wasn't worshiping Yah. These were what you call unequally yoked. Unequally yoked. Jacob laying down with every woman that his wife put before. Nah. They got nothing to do with Yah. Let me go back to here so I can prove the point to y'all. I know I ain't gonna get y'all to see this, but I'm gonna go and push it out. Somebody like me, when I get to Proverbs 16 and verse 4, Yah has made all things for himself. Everything was made. Yah said he made it. Not for you, not for me, not for David, not for Abraham, not for Jacob, not for the Hebrew Israelite, not for Judah, but for who? Himself. And if he made everything for himself, listen to this. It says in Proverbs 16 and verse 4, it says, yea, even the wicked for the days of evil. So you cannot sit and make everything Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and David and them done in righteous when y'all say he even created the evil and wicked. Jacob didn't know he was laying down with that man's daughter. He thought he was drunk and he went in. He thought he was getting the one he had paid for. He had labored for. And he ended up being the oldest daughter. And what happened? He ended up with somebody he didn't want to marry. Out of a lie. But yet, you gonna put righteous on it? Come on now. Because the house of Israel came out. The house of Israel came out of everywhere. Why you say that? Because he said the whole world is going to be blessed. All nations are going to be blessed. That's what we missed it. Only thing that Israel and Judah got out of it was the land. That's what our people never knew. The promise of the land. He gave them the promise of the land. And he's coming back to give the promise now to the spiritual ones. The promise of the land in spirit. Because he gave it to us. And look what we did with it. Our forefathers did with it. This time, it's the promise of the land of glory. So see, we don't understand. We think we're above Yeshua. We think we're above Hamashiach. We think we're above Yah. And that's what we're displaying onto this earth. That we're above the creator. And we the creature, but we want to act like we're above him. That's why we don't follow his order. We don't desire his spirit to rest in us. We don't want no part in that. We just want our flesh to have that dominion over the light that's in us. So he'll never be able to come into our light. Because we love the darkness. Okay. Yeah, he had to work double. And they never did worship Yah. When, was it Leah? When she was pregnant with Judah. That's why Judah became the head dog. Why? Because when she was pregnant with Judah, then she started praising Yah. But she didn't praise him not nan time until she was pregnant with Judah. And when she brought Judah forth, she began to thank Yah for Judah. And then she began to praise Yah. But all that other time, baby, that was just, to me, whoring and sex and laying up and having babies, jealousy, pride. They were just, them women just after each other. Trying to have babies by him. That was a battle. Jacob couldn't care less for nan one of them children. All he knew that he was led. Oh, you give me this one to lay up, I'll lay up. No. Go on, have a baby, lay up again, yeah. No. That didn't make sense, y'all. It don't make sense. And it don't look good. But since we done painted the picture in a way that erased the real true meaning, just like we just did with Jacob. Just like we just did with David. Now, here we are in the year 2023, and that was way thousands of years ago when David soldiers, that 7,000 was Yah destroyed through that disease, through the pestilence, the disease. That was thousands of years ago. And here we are today, don't even understand that David had killed his head man for nothing. I ain't talking about the one he put on the what's called a hair by Sheba. I'm talking about he did it again. Killed his own man. And not now one of us, now I ain't gonna say us because I know I knew it. Not now one of you all knew that. And that's sad because it shows you how far we are from what is truth. And if we fall from what is truth, then what is in us? What is in us? It don't mean that we have to know all things. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, because nobody know all the things. I don't know all things. That's why he constantly keep teaching me. But when I look at David, and I even brought that up in videos probably 9 months ago to a year about how David killed his head man, all because he counted. And I don't know why then he should have been killed by God. Yeah, I don't know why I'm saying God. But no, he can't because he's a seed of the Spirit. Yeah, you're right. It's still the same. The women are still the same. You sure right. So you know what else I learned by the Holy Spirit? The Holy Spirit was trying to instill it in me, and I wasn't listening. And I got up and I removed myself. The Holy Spirit was trying to minister it to me, and I got up. I didn't want. It was too much to bear. So I'm hoping that he would give me another chance to really get what he was trying to tell me. I know it had to do with the way things are, just as evil was created. It's just where everybody is at is the way that he created them to be. You get what I'm saying? That's why he's going to look at a lot of things different when he comes to take what is his and come judgment. Yep. And it was just so easy. It was like Sarah run get her handmaid, said, lay down with my husband. Why? Why would y'all do that? Just to have a baby. Oh, and they were going getting they servants and letting them lay down with their husband. The husband getting himself joy, and these women, they just getting hard time because they were still stressed out, trying to beat the other one, having more children for Jacob. They just stupid. And you're right, it is like that today, ain't it? I just thought about what you said. It is like that today. Messing with all them women. And Yah will. He will give another chance. That's who he is, give and gave. Yep. Because I look at what David did, and I said, Father, look at David did this, David did this, Father, Jacob did this, Abraham did this. I'm always saying that. He ain't paying no attention to me. He know I ain't got no sense. He know I ain't got no sense. Because even though they did this, he can pull something out and say, look what you did. You see what I'm saying? He can pull something out now. Look at you. Let me show what you did. So that's another reason why when he was trying to show me something about things that people do and how they do it and why they do it, I was like, no, that can't be. That can't be. So I'm just gonna wait until he give it to me where he can, maybe in a dream, in a vision, and maybe he'll give it to me in other ways. But it was too much for me to handle. Yeah. You know, some rascals in 2024. Yeah. And that's what, and you know what? And you see how we never knew what give and gave and that he was give and gave. Now, see how you got on here. Yah will give you another chance. You see? Don't that sound beautiful? Yah will give you another chance. Believe that. See that word give? That's who he is. Give and gave. And you can trust he will give you another chance. Yes, he will. So I know another issue. We got an issue, not a, we ain't got no issue. Let me pull that down. There was a young rapper that got killed the other day. And it was said that the young guys that he grew up with and been with all that time, they set him up. You all, I'm going to tell y'all, men and women, this is an ongoing thing. And you best bet there is a power behind all of that. It's a reason behind it. Okay. You all, a lot of the rappers in last year and the year prior, you seen they was bumping them off. There's something, see, like in Chicago. It's like that in Chicago where all those young gangs and all those young people was getting killed like crazy. Later on, the Spirit shared with me. This was a couple of years ago. And he was sharing with me that it's not them doing it. It's what the system is doing and got them against each other, thinking it's different gangs. There are some that did a lot of shooting in Chicago where they never caught the person that done it. And the person, they found people dead and they never, it was, this here is the system that has. Let's set an example. When they show you the clip of Martin Luther King in the hotel and the other men, he told them to go head on. He's going to sit in the room for a minute. That was all a setup. That was all a setup. Many of them that was around him knew what was about to go on. Even him. It was a setup. The system took him out. That's who took him out. They're going to always have a good scapegoat. And that's what something else that a lot of you all don't know that they're doing a lot of today. A lot of these things that's happening, and we're seeing a lot of numbers of it. And these are people that they are, Father, help me. And it's no control over it. Because the people. Because the minds of the people. Gatekeepers bumping them off. And I heard it's deep too. It's deep. And we thinking we sit here bragging talking about we having kids and their other races is not multiplying. You shouldn't have none either. I don't know where Judy feel that it's a good thing you still producing and you ain't got nothing to give that individual you trying to bring into the world outside of your wicked and evil. They ain't gonna have a father. They ain't gonna have a mama. They're gonna come into a world of what it is that day, wicked and evil. And you thinking you produce it. You see, a lot of women, and these women that's getting with these different nations having babies, I look into their eyes and I can see that sickness. It's this one that's on there. Heck, I don't know who she is. She cut all her hair off. I don't even know who she is. But that there is a sick demon if you don't see me. That's what you call a real live demon. And they lighten it up. I was like, ooh, wee, Father, look at here. Look at here. They are eating it up. And I'm like saying, wow. And I'm like saying to myself, it is amazing how the wicked and evil are so 100% supported. Like it ain't nothing. I don't know her name. Oh yeah, he was a part of it. He walked away. He walked away too that day. That's what I'm saying. They knew what was going on. Malcolm X, they paid their own to do it. That's what I'm telling y'all. It's a sad when a system come up on you and want to take you out, they're gonna take you out. And your own's gonna support them doing it. That's why I try to tell y'all, Judah messed up. Judah ain't been met. Judah been messed up. What was you saying here? What gets me is Job's daughters sleeping with him. Job's daughters sleeping with him. Do you mean Lot? Jesse Messy? you be coming up with Jesse Messy. Yeah, he was definitely with him. It was he and he knew it. Just like Malcolm X. Just like Malcolm, no different. And look how they come and go, and we just go on. We as a people, try next. Until somebody bump ours, and then we want to go with the crowd. They did. Y'all said you speak before, not after. But nobody wants to speak righteous. Everybody want to hide like they righteous, under righteous, and pull out like they righteous, but nobody want to tell the truth. You said Job, or you mean Lot? I believe there's something was to that. I don't think that his daughter got him drunk. I don't believe all of that. Because when they left out, where did they get the stuff to make him drunk? You know, what I'm trying to say to you all, this is Roman Catholic smearing. You see what I'm saying? This is Roman Catholics smearing. And another thing, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but you have to really be waiting. I mean, just hear that quiet voice of the spirit of the Most High. Y'all teach that. Because Lot came out with his wife and his children, his daughters. Okay? And when he came out with them, you got to go back. See, y'all don't go back like I do. I be in the wilderness asking all the good questions. Because I sit back and said, but Father, why did Lot tell those men at that door who wanted to have the men, they can have their daughters? Why isn't men quick to give their own daughters out like that? Do they think that's righteous? See, in men back then, they thought it was righteous that daughters were like cattle, worthless. See, y'all never knew that, but that's why Jacob didn't have no problem going into any woman that he could, that was given to him. That's why Sarah brought hers. Abraham went into her. See, men thought that women were like cattle. They worthless. They have no value. They never honored the wife back then as a wife, as a oneness. They never saw divorce. They never saw equally yoked. They never saw none of the ways. That's why Yeshua had to come and fulfill that thing. And they run around here talking about the commandments and the laws. Hey, sit your law tail down. You ain't keep your father didn't keep the law that was in front of him. That knows the one behind him. Talking about he ain't come to change the law or the prophets. No, he's telling he come to fulfill that because you all is stuck on stupid. So he got to come to fulfill that thing, to make that thing right. But see, y'all women, y'all be in this book and you really don't understand these stories. That's all this stuff that's in here. And this is what make the world be the way that it is. The value of a woman is worthless. Even the way she conduct herself, carry herself. The way women go around trying to get their own nation of men to look at them. If it take them having 2 butts put on, they're going to have it. If it takes them having 3, they're going to put them. They know the sick minds of their men. They know. Let me get my hair natural and do something all natural. Now I ain't got no perm. So what? He ain't going to look at you no better. He ain't going to look at you no different. You can have all your natural. You can wrap your head up and you can wrap it down. He ain't going to look at it. It ain't going to cause him to feel no difference towards you. Look at Abraham. When it was time for him to go into Hagar, he didn't have no problem. He just came off the mountain from the vision. It didn't have, so what? I'm going to go in here and get some of Hagar. You see? Yeah. Why would he go out and give Sarah to another man? Come on now. Make it make sense. Y'all don't think. I get mine from the Ruach. Why are you selling Sarah to the king so you can get what you wanted from the king? Because that's the value they saw woman. And that's the issue today. So we run around and try to make them think that, oh, yesterday the white women were submissive and the women were stupid, just like they are today. And they don't have no guidance from the Ruach to teach them a no. They want to run behind these men and be submissive to somebody else's flesh. Because that's all you submissive to is the flesh. You can't be submissive to somebody's spirit because y'all ain't created you to be submissive to nobody's spirit outside of the wicked. So you know you're really in trouble now. So back then, and when Abraham gave Sarah to him, knowing she was fair, that they're going to kill him, he said, well, okay, for them not to kill me, I'm going to go and let them have her. You see, and the king about to throw down, had her cleaned up and dressed and hair washed. He about to have him a good time because that's the value they saw women out of the creation of the Father. That's not the way and purpose for y'all creating women. So this is why women lost today. That's why they mindset the way that it is today. It's because they still trying to chase that man that they never could have ever. These men didn't even stay to raise their children. That's why they couldn't keep Torah. Why do you think Yeshua had to come on the scene? To fulfill that bad boy. Because they couldn't give it. What they was doing was not right. See, whenever you wake up and realize for him to have to send himself down here to straighten that mess up, something got to stand down. You can't just look at that and think it wasn't for a reason. Did it help? No. They still who they were then as they are now. Did it help when he sent Josh to take them to the promised land? After the others died in the wilderness, he took the children to the promised land. Did it change them from being what those that was left was? No. Matter of fact, the Father said they were worse, Deborah. Even after they got into the promised land. See, y'all try to make everybody and make everything as pretty as a picture as you want it. But the truth of the matter, hear the Ruach speak to your spirit and tell you the truth of the whole matter. These women trying to get boobs and wear natural hair, and these men ain't thinking about your natural hair. They ain't thinking about your boob, but to just look at it and use it as a trophy. All they want a trophy. And then, let me tell you the truth of the matter. Do you know that what Yah has created in the woman and in the man, as far as for them to just have a pleasure with each other, men never meet, women never received. Men never met and women never received. And I like saying to the Father, I said, but Father, wait a minute now. Wait a minute, hold up. They never met it. And she never received because it's not what they have been doing. They missed the creation that was there for them to enjoy one another. And that's why they never went and hit the gold sack. It's because they were so eager to have what they didn't know they didn't have. And that was the gold sack. They never knew that there was always a gold sack in the woman's womb. And all that they doing wasn't even necessary. Why do you think that they end up going all everywhere else? To another man, to an animal, to all these other women. And when they finish, it's the same in one woman as it is in the other. Why? Because you never met the need of the sack that y'all put there for you was supposed to get your pleasure. You never met the sack. And the sack never met you because you didn't know what you was doing no way. It's no way that y'all did not put something in a woman and something in a man that they can meet. What they got is all they know how and know of. That's why they went other areas. But the same feeling that they get with a woman with a big butt and their hand is no difference. That's why. Because they took it out of the order of where it was supposed to meet each other. It wasn't supposed to be where a man get his pleasure on and a woman have to get up because he done. It wasn't meant for a woman to get hers and a man not to meet his. If they both knew what they were doing and he was going after the gold sack, he wouldn't even have to move. Deborah, you better stop it. But because they did everything out of the order of the creation, they got to run this thing like they doing something. In the same way they get it this way, they can get it that way. They can get it in the shower, they can get it in the tub. They can get it anywhere. And that's what made them go to different resources. They still searching that sack that they never met obligation. You know how many women I done heard cry out about how they've been with people for 10, 15, 20, 30 years and never enjoy that individual? If you got 1 million of women, you're going to have 1 million of women. No, almost 1 million standing up saying they never found the enjoyment nor the pleasure. You know why? He never knew what a sack was because he was so busy riding the horse. Now, see, this is what I'm saying. And this is what made them turn to men, to babies, to kids, to children. Because they were out of order way back in Sodom and Gomorrah. They was way before then. They were already out of order, y'all. So they lost the gift of where the golden sack was. So the women had to take whatever they received. A lot of women said, Deborah, and I had to pretend. I mean, I'm just like saying, that's sad. That's sick. All because everybody out of order. The Roman Catholics been messed with them babies way back in the Roman times. That's what Jacob's Joseph got caught in when that woman was trying to, because they was doing it way back then. Way back then, baby. Mess with the young ones. You see? Woman's chasing the young men, the young boys as well. Not nowhere near the way the men did to the young boys. See, when I was coming up, I always thought it was the men going after the young girls and the babies and so on. But what I learned was they were more geared to go to the opposite than the little females. I was like, wow, that's a lot. That's a lot until I read it. And then I began to find it out. It's starting to come out. This is what they've been doing with the Romans for years. Back in the Bible, the Romans, they've been doing that. That's why I already had the little boys on the side. Go look at your books, your history. You'll see them little bitty boys. You see little baby boys like this here. They always have that. Because that's how long they've been doing it. Why? Y'all gave us exactly what we needed. The men never did enjoy the sacks, the golden sack, because they couldn't find it. They didn't know where it was. Because they thought it was something they had to chase. They thought it was something they had to move, and they had to do this and do this. Because their daddy didn't teach them. Because their daddy was so busy messing with them too. See, it goes deep. That's why I say don't run today and think today is so different and so much better. Oh, that's a lie. That's a lie. I told you all the other day, and even when I told you, I felt that it was going in one ear out the next. United States is the #1 child sex trafficking. And ain't nobody doing nothing about it. And I think about all those babies that never made it home and ain't gonna ever make it home. And ain't nobody saying nothing about it. Did y'all see, I don't know if that was true or not. Did y'all see that tape of that a Mexican lady? I think it was in 2019 or 2020. Did y'all ever see that movie? Not a movie, that tape of that lady, she crying and she was out of control, Mexican. She said she was the one that had to put gas in the truck. So she said she went to the back of the truck and she smelled something. And she said it was such a horrible smell. And the man had the door cracked. And she said she just looked over in there, all little children, body parts all over the place, heads and all. Big truck full of body parts. That's what they, when they finish using them, doing what they want to them, that's what they do with them. You all also heard of that meeting that they have. I don't know if it's every 3 years, every 1 year, all the elites, and that's the power punch of the world, not the power punch. How would I say it? Not the little heads. These are the main power punches, and they do all that on that island. Y'all ain't never heard of that? Now, I ain't talking about Joe Epstein. I ain't talking about his. His ain't got nothing on this one, because this one here is about hunting the little kids in the woods and taking them and doing what they want, and they kill them and doing all kind of things. That's a known fact. I used to hear about that in high school, and I used to think that was a lie until I found out how could that be still going on and ain't nobody saying that. I love the way the Father is allowing what He said He created, because I love that, because I sit back and I try to make sense with. Wait a minute, ain't nobody saying, Deborah, leave me alone. Ain't nothing nobody can say about that. That been going on too long. That just showing you how long people's eyes been closed, and even when it's time to open it, they still eyes are closed. Jay-Z and I know he goes to it. I think him and his wife went to it 1 year. Everybody was talking about it, but it's a sort of thing. They don't let you see. This stuff is deeper than what y'all think it is. So when you're thinking that you in a great old America and this and this, they, oh, y'all just don't. When you see people kidnapping and doing these things, y'all pray to the highest power. And when you pray into the Most High, y'all, make sure you pray to Him in a way that His right hand. That that if His right hand it got that power, it's gonna come down and deliver, or it's gonna react toward that power. But this is what they do. This stuff is deeper than it's beyond. And did you know, y'all, when I was a little girl, these things I knew. These things I knew. I couldn't sleep like y'all did. At nighttime, I was hunted down because of all the things I would see and the things that would come to my mind. And I couldn't sleep. I might get to sleep at 1 o'clock, but that was my routine as a little girl all my life when I was little. I'm not like that now, but I'm just saying that's how it was when I was a little girl, because of the things I was able to see. And I was really seeing the truth of things. And that's why I don't play with it, knowing what I know today, because I knew it way back. And this is today is just showing you, Deborah, see, it's still going on. It ain't getting better, baby. And that's the way I see it. I don't see it getting better, you guys. I see it worse than worse. And I guess, I don't know what's going on. This other thing I saw today was this Buzz. Is it Beeze? This is a European rapper. He's a European rapper, and he was rapping a song. He said 2 songs. He did 2 songs. One was beefing against the rappers, and the other one was talking a lot of other stuff that's going on. And as I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna tell y'all something. So when it came onto my TikTok, I listened to it. And then I went to the page. I listened to the black guy say, okay, he came out. He's you know how when one rapper go after another one in that rapper? This man, I went to his page, and let me tell you, I felt compelled. I said, because he said he had this black guy had him showing him on TikTok, on his TikToks, what he was saying. And I sat back and I listened to every word that guy was saying. I said, okay. Everything he's saying is true, though. Is he cursing? Yes. But what he's saying is true. How could you put so much truth into all that darkness? Now watch this. And it still come out truth. Now watch this. So I went to the page to hear the whole video, the whole song of what was on TikTok, this black guy had put on TikTok. And I heard the whole song and I said, hey, he gone. That's all I could think. That dude is gone. He gone. I mean, like, for real gone. It's just a matter of time. He gone. And you know what else I felt? I listened to his whole song. And I felt good to the fact that I always knew they knew. I always knew the European knew all the time. This man was saying in the song, he dissed Kanye and all of them. But the way that he did it is in truth. But when he went to talking about Biden, Trump, the elites, that man was on the highest stand that now one of y'all could ever reach in truth. He's doing it through rap. He gone. He gone. Because there's no way you're going to get on there on nationwide television and bust everything that's going on in the world the way that he did it and told so much truth. It's no way. Ain't going to live. I can't see that. I cannot see that man living. I cannot see them letting him live. I mean, he went deep. And he went deep like I know deep. He went deep in the realm that I still sit back and look and say, wee. But I thought about what the Father was saying because I was trying to understand, Father, why are they coming into my store and they know? I could be on YouTube trying to get them people to know this. But these Europeans come in my store talking this already. And that's confusing to a sister. It messes me up. How do they know? And then you got Judith over here don't know nothing. You over here trying to convince and trying to break it down, trying to say this, and they already know. When in this man's song, see, this is what Sister Deborah, look. The way I've gotten to know the Father is that he comes many ways. He can come left, he can come right, he can come up, he can come down. He can come in front, he can come in back. But when you got his spirit in you, you look for him any way you can because he can come all ways. Why? He can do that. He owns all ways. He can do what he want to do. He owns it all. He orchestrated it all. When you get to know him like that, then you'll know who you're dealing with. But 99.15 billion don't know him like that. Because we put skepticals on him and we put him in a black box. Oh, he can't do that. Oh, he ain't like it. He ain't like that. Wait a minute. How in the rats behind you gonna say, well, y'all ain't like when he said, I created evil for the days of evil, Deborah? Who created evil? You see what I'm saying? So you cannot put him in a black box and say what he can and cannot do. You got to see him beyond all power, all authority. Because anytime one can create all evil, you crazy as I don't know what. You don't know what you messing with. So I'm sitting here listening to this guy, and that's why I can do that. You might not can. You might not have the ruach. I can. I'm listening to this rap. I can do that. Because I can listen and hear behind here and get the message from the beginning of it to the end. I'm sitting here listening to this man, and I said, Dad, he dead. He dead. That man can't live. That man cannot live. But then again, it's kind of scary because I'm like saying, Father, how can he say stuff like that and nobody say nothing. But when I say something, they cut me off here. But this man did a rapping. And when I went, the black guy put it on TikTok. And when you're on TikTok, I was going to upload a message on TikTok. But when I went on there, I saw this black guy, and he said he beefing. And I said, what that a European beefing with rap? What do he got to do with? And then I'm listening to what he's saying. I said, wait a minute now, hold up. This man is beefing against all these other rappers in Hollywood. This is a European. But what he's saying is true though. And it confused me. It was just like 2 or 3 minutes, y'all. And I said, oh man. The black guy only had a piece of it, but he was telling you to go to his video to hear the whole song. So I went on to the video to hear, and the things that he was saying, y'all, let me tell you, Sister Deborah won't even say. When I heard him saying that, even though I know it's the truth, I know it's the high power of the wicked in principality and high power where Yah has allowed them to stand. But this European is on top of them, telling the truth. And I was like, through rapping, I was like, I always knew they knew. That's why I say, y'all, we as a people, we put ourselves so to the side like we know everything. Oh, they don't do it. They did. Baby, they know more of you than you know yourself. Because you in a full denial of your own curse, and they know your curse. You in a full denial of who your Savior is, and who your Father is, and who the Son of Man is, and who the Son of Yah is, and they already got it, check, and gone. And you still sitting around trying to wait till somebody tell you what's already clearly seen. And because you can't see it because you don't have the Ruach. So I'm over here saying to the Father, how do he see it? How do he get what he's saying is, this guy is rapping, y'all, what's behind the wall. What's behind the wall? He was breaking down Epstein then. He was breaking down farther than that. What the elites are doing and how they doing it. He's breaking it down and how different things they did to kill certain people. He got it in the rap. And I'm like saying, well, okay, Father, I know that, but how do he know it? You see what I'm saying? And it did something to me to hear it. So I do. It's a reason behind it. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to dissect it and break down what he's telling everybody. He's telling the whole wide world all the crookedness in behind the walls. All the crookedness. Killings and murders. What they doing to us right now. Oh, he breaking it down in rapping. And I was like, wow, he's a European. Y'all done probably heard of him. I haven't heard of him because I don't listen to rap. But when I heard him on my YouTube, I said, wait a minute, I want to check out this whole thing that he's talking about, because all he was putting out was true. It's nothing he said in there wasn't true. And I was like, wow, but he gonna be dead. That's all I could think of. I shouldn't say it like that, but he was saying some things, y'all. He was saying some things that I know for a fact will be worthless for me to even break down to you all. And I couldn't understand how he was able to rap it. You was on someone trying to kidnap you? Oh, okay. Wow. Yep, he knew your parents. To me, and even when y'all might not believe this, even when I think of Abraham turning Sarah over like that, talking about they was gonna kill him if they knew that All because, now listen to this, y'all. Why isn't nobody questioning the fact? Now I want to put this out. Now I'm off. I'm gonna get off. I want this to put this to the fact. I don't understand this. Why was it okay for Abraham to tell this king that she was his sister so that they wouldn't kill him? Because if she was his wife, they would kill him to take his wife. So do y'all see what kind of trash that they've been doing back in the days? Y'all still won't get it. I just broke something down to you all. Just that short message. It should have blew your mind. Let me say it again. Abraham and them pull in. They know that this king had everything they needed. But the deal was that we're going to say that Sarah is my wife, because if they knew that we are married, the king would kill him just to take his wife. Why ain't nobody saying nothing about that? What was going on back then that men could kill another man for what they want, even if it ain't even their wife, just to take his wife? Do y'all see what I'm saying? I want y'all to look at that, because I think Isaac did the same thing, didn't he? Did not Isaac do the same thing? Went and did something similar to what Abraham did, and told him that his wife was his sister, so that they wouldn't kill him and take her. So this is the sort of trash that was going on back then, y'all. While they trying to tell you to stay with Torah. You get what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to understand, how is it that when they came to Lot, Sodom and Gomorrah, why did Lot say, here, I got 2 daughters, take them, that never had a man, take them? Why are you giving your 2 children to these men out here? And because they trying to get those 2 angels that came. Why did you offer your 2 daughters a lot? Do y'all get what I'm saying? No, y'all don't get what I'm saying. Because what Sister's ever saying is too deep for you for your fleshly mind to comprehend. But it is. It's very powerful. This is the sort of stuff I keep away from people, because they can receive it at all, because it's just not in them to understand it. Abraham did it. And who else did it? Isaac did it. Someone tell me, didn't Isaac do it? I don't know about Isaac. But I think Isaac did the same thing that Abraham did when he went into a town. He pretended his wife was his sister so they wouldn't kill him. What was giving them the right back then to kill men for their wives? That's what it is today, baby. I said, what man would give up the women like that? All men. All men. Same way with Genesis chapter 6. The men were multiplying and they was having daughters. What was they doing? Sex trafficking. Sex trafficking. I don't know why people don't see that. They let the men get away with that, and then they landed all on the giants and on the angels. They put everything on them and failed to realize the beginning said something. You got to start with the beginning. The beginning said that in that day that men were multiplying. Why was that important that they were multiplying? And they began to have daughters. And we knew back then daughters were just like cattle. Let's say, for instance, men had a lot of men, and they had a cow, they had lamb, they had whatever. And they lamb, they had probably 15 cows and 20 lambs, okay? Well, that's how they did their daughters. That's how those angels saw what they were doing and said, wait a minute, let us get some too then. They took one look and liked the idea of what they were seeing. No one questioned, well, why were the men giving their daughters up like that? Trafficking. So that's why it's going to be like the days of Noah. United States is the #1 sex trafficking of children. Same thing. like the days of Noah. See, nobody don't want to put them pieces together because they don't want it to have no detachment. Someone says, Sister Deborah, please read Genesis 20 and 12. Abraham was telling the truth. No, Abraham was telling a lie. Abraham was telling a lie. Because if it was the truth, then he was messing with. If it was the truth, then his sister, okay, would have been his sister. And by right, they wasn't supposed to be marrying their sisters. But he took her as his wife, which was his father's child, I believe. And that's how she would begin his sister. So she can't be his wife one minute in one lie and be his wife. He can't use her when he want to use her as his sister one minute and then use her as he want to use her for his wife another minute. You can't do it. So I'm going to bag that thing up and tell you the truth of the whole matter. Okay, let's go. Genesis chapter 20. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. 20 and verse 12. I was thinking you was trying to say that. Wait a minute. Let's say 20 and verse 12. Let's just go there. And yet, indeed, she was my sister. She is the daughter of my father. See, see how men do it to get away with it? See how men do it? See how men do it to get away with it. Now, you see how you did it to give him a way out? He was lying. He was lying. Because if he wasn't lying, then why did y'all intervene the man messing with Sarah? Answer that one. Now, I want you to answer it. Why did y'all intervene and told him he was going to destroy all of his people and his family and everything there if he touched Sarah, if Sarah really was his sister and not his wife? Talk to me. See, that's what I said. Men, y'all don't take out time to really study this thing under the Ruach. The scriptures are not lying. No, I think you're lying. Let me put it like that. Because you're justifying the reason that it was not that he was telling the truth. He can't use her for his sister one minute and use her as his wife another one. You fail to realize he lied. Why? He can't say she's my sister on one end, and then when he don't want to get killed, she's my sister. But when she's my sister, if he don't want to get killed and he's scared, he gonna get killed. When now he overrides sister, that's his wife. So it's not telling the truth, he's still telling a lie. Let me tell you why. If he was telling the truth, she was his sister, why did y'all intervene and tell that man don't touch her? He's another man's wife. Not another man's sister, but another man's wife. Now back that up, bro. See, that's what I'm saying. They don't ever, year 2024, they are never going to come to that spiritual knowledge and accept what it is and salute the bad boy. Even if it's not them, they're not going to own it. They're not going to own it. It is said, and I can close this up and tell you what it says. The king was getting ready to lay down with Sarah. Why did y'all pull up? Y'all, what are you pulling up for? That's Abraham's sister. He pulls up and let the man know that she belonged to somebody else, meaning wife. Justify, clarify, and identify that and tell me the Bible is not lying. The Bible lies day and night, night and day. The Bible is not the word. It is the words. First and foremost, it takes the Ruach to get you to look deep in it and get the trueness of it. But are they willing to salute it? No, they didn't then and they won't now. They didn't then and they didn't want now. I need you to answer the question. You put it out there, now answer the question. The question is, why did y'all pull up? Why didn't the man have Sarah since she was his sister? Since Abraham wasn't lying. And why was the father pulling up saying that he was his wife? That's another man's wife. So I guess y'all lying and Abraham's truth is that she's his sister. No, baby, you can't use your sister when you want to get something from somebody and then do away with wife. Whenever you want to say she your sister, she your sister. And whenever you want to say she your wife, she your wife. Which one is it? It's just like you. You can you your mother's son, but you can be a woman's husband. So that husband gonna override that son. You see what I'm saying? But see, we don't understand that we cannot. And that's how Dow and them do, and everybody else. They take these scriptures. It's no reason for them to lie. It's no reason for them to lie. It's no reason for a lot to say, here go my daughters. In the book of Judges, the Judah retired king did the same thing with his concubine, I think he was. And the old man and his daughter in the house. Here, y'all, don't bother these two men that come to my house. Here, you can have these daughters. You can have them. That's how his concubine got killed. He put her out there to the men. They killed her. Men didn't have no value then, and they don't have no value now. So what I believe the Father did, which I can salute it, today I can salute it because it makes, now that I'm speaking it to you all, it's starting to make sense. Since they did so much of it from the beginning, y'all letting it run its course out. Because the judgment is in the kingdom already. Ain't nobody gonna get away with that. We need to stop supporting wrongdoing. We are a people, especially our men. We support so much wrongdoing. That's why men won't do right. Because they don't have other men to show them they're wrong. They got to pat them on the back and rub their hair and make them feel good about wrong. Wrong thinking, wrong feeling, wrong doing. Not being accountable. That's another thing. They're not held accountable. You see? So it's just so sad that it's like that, but ain't nothing nobody can do about it. It is the way it is. And that's why it's going the way it's going. It's no way that it's going the way that it's going because it was so good then. It's because it was so bad then till Yah is letting it play itself out. But what he say? That which is in the dark shall come to the light in the last days. You see? You see? And so when you see them doing what they're doing today, the Father say it's a product, Deborah, of yesterday. That's why I say they never found the little sack, the golden sack. Because no one did it Yah's way. I'm going to tell it like it is. We didn't want to do it his way. We did it our way. Abraham was in the vision. Yah gave him the whole vision that he's going to have a son. He came down off that high. What high was that? The vision. And then he had the dream. He came off that high, went down to Sarah. Sarah said, here go my handmaid, have a baby by her. He laid up straight with her. But what about what Yah just told you in the vision? Didn't Yah just give you a vision, dude? Didn't Yah just tell you was going to have a son by Sarah? Didn't Yah just tell you that? So why are you finna have a baby by another woman? He just told you that in the vision. See? See what I'm saying? We put too much emphasis on the individuals. Everybody is mimicking these people. That's why they can't see righteous. They can't see the Messiah coming on the scene. They can't see him pull up and say, okay, I ain't come to bother with that and that and that and that. I'm coming to fulfill this time. That means to get it right, y'all. To show us the right way we are to walk before the Father. To give us an example. He even gave us an example in life. You're going to go up a mountain, but know that you don't have to live on bread alone, but every word proceed out of the mouth of God. That means no matter what mountain you go up, you can come down. Out of the word that proceed out of his mouth. Not this book, but the word that proceed out of his mouth. not these books and these words. So it's a higher level that you come off the mountain with. Why do you think nobody can? All these mental diseases. Why do you think all these mental type talking to themselves and bipolar or skits and all these things that they putting on these people? Yes, does it play a role in a pharmaceutical business? Yes, but it's also a reality of spirits that you have opened the door and allowed them to come in, and they party hardy, having themselves a good time. So I say unto you all, be careful. Be careful out there. That's all I can say. Seek ye the Ruach and see if it's in you. Activate it so it can teach you all things and show you things, y'all. Make things plain so you can clearly see it. He ain't been dealing with me since I was 4 for nothing. He did that all because of himself. You know how many times he told me to shut up? I got this. I've been with you all this time. I showed you this. I showed you this. I showed you this. And yes, he did. Yes, he did. And I believe it and I have received it. I've come a long ways with the Ruach living in me and leading me and guiding me. Last place I'm going to lead somebody is in darkness. So I say I appreciate each and every last one of you all tonight. I appreciate you. And I know we said a mouthful, especially Sister Deborah. But I will be back. And I hope you got something out of it. Sister Deborah don't mean no harm. She ain't got no sense. But I love you all. I love you all the best way I know that you understand love. I love you. Shalom and shalom.